Shields up, Iron Breakers, and welcome back to another edition of Kast. I'm here with Arknight, and we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter Wilds and Monster Hunter Stories 3, because Arknight, I was about to say Arkveld.
Yeah, you know what? I've been getting that a lot. Ever since Archtemper dropped, everyone sometimes comes in and it's like Arkveld, or they're spelling my name with a K, and it drives me nuts. But it's, you know what? It is what it is.
I've actually I forget who it was, but I remember that you did a collab with someone, and I saw it on Twitter, and they wrote your name with a K, and I was like,
it wasn't a collab with someone. It was the Hunter Awards.
No. That was something else. It was more recent. There was something else. I forget what it was. So the Hunter Awards also did that.
Yeah, the Hunter Awards spelled it as Arknight.
Was it like that in the video?
The game?
I don't think it was.
Yeah,
like
it was.
Oh,
it
no.
was. I took a screenshot from the video, and I was like, I think I added Maple, and I was like, "Do you want to explain yourself here?" And I was just kidding, but it is quite funny. I think it's because like Arknights, the game, they spell it with a K, and so I think whenever someone tries to spell my name, it automatically autocorrects it, which, you know, is very discriminatory against your boy, but it is what it is.
I just realized you're suffering from the same thing I suffered a very, very long time ago. You know,
wait, you had your name corrected?
I changed my name. My name was not Rurikhan.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, how the hell did they misspell Rurikhan?
No. It was my name initially when I came up with this name, because it's just a dwarven adaptation of my real name, right? So everybody knows my real name's Rui, and so the whole thing was I was like, how do I make this more dwarvish? And the thing that instantly came to mind was Rurik. Right, because you add another R and a K, and it's perfect. That's dwarvish, and it's just
some
done.
Heavy sounding letters in there. There you go. You got a dwarf.
It's dwarvish, and so what happened was I started using that name. This was before I was making content, but I started using the name Rurik, and I was like, "Oh, this is perfect." And then Guild Wars came out, and they just ruined it. In case you don't know, there's a character in Guild Wars called Prince Rurik. And he basically had a face like Freddie Mercury, which was fantastic. Amazing character. But obviously...
I was like, I played Guild Wars 2, not the second one, but I was like, oh, that's funny.
No, this wasn't Guild Wars 1, but like, the thing that's funny is like, it was actually a really cool character, but instantly takes all the originality out of my name away, and it's like, oh, I can't... Everybody thinks that I'm referencing this character.
You're just a copy.
Yeah,
you're just
exactly.
a cheap copy. Fuck you.
And I was like, well... I guess I'll add a Han at the end, and there you go, Rurikhan, done.
There you go. A little bit of Rurikhan lore for everyone here.
Crazy stuff. But, yeah, so you have actually played quite a bit more of Stories 3 than I have, so we're going to be talking a lot about that. But we're going to keep it spoiler-free, because there's so much discovery to be had that I even feel like they revealed way more than they should have with the trailers and stuff.
As usual for Monster Hunter.
I mean, as usual for pretty much any game since, like, I feel like, not the
2018.
Well, yeah, 2018, maybe even 2015. Pretty much every game that came out ever 2015, they all suffer from oversharing through promotional material, in my opinion. But, yeah.
No, I agree. I think... I don't know if it's because of data mining culture and companies are just like, fuck it, we'll just reveal things ourselves, but it definitely feels like we don't have, because, you know, I'm going to be 30 soon. Pardon, I'm going to be 30 soon.
Wait.
So I'm already classified as old.
Wait.
What?
I'm going to be 30 soon. I thought you were 30. Fuck!
No, I know I sound and look older than what I actually am. That's why. But
oh no,
you know, I'm gonna be 30 sooner than later, and by the youth's definition, I am also old, because I think anyone above 25 just gets thrown into the hag category. But you know, but yeah, like I miss the times where you'd get a trailer, a gameplay trailer, and you wouldn't get that much revealed. Actually, a game that I'm hoping for, this is like I'm not affiliated with them in any way, and I think you know the game as well. Crimson Moon got announced at the PlayStation State of Play recently.
Crimson Moon.
It's the one where it looked like Dark Souls meets Doom.
Oh yeah, I know. I was thinking if it was that one. I didn't memorize the name. I do. Have
It was
written
that
down.
one, right?
Yeah.
I'm only religiously attached to it because it has knights in it. Like that's literally the one thing that makes me play games. It's knights and waifus, you know.
See,
But they are keeping their cards close to their chest, and I'm like, please do this. I don't
Yes.
want to know half of the game before it comes out.
true. It's like, see, I'd love to do the same thing you do and just be like, oh, I only play games with dwarves in them, but then I would play no games.
You'd play 2 games.
Yeah, I'd play a couple of games maybe every 5
You
years or
Rurikhan
so.
wouldn't be a Monster Hunter channel. He'd be a oh man, what was it called again?
Dude, if
Oh, the game with the dwarves. They go rock and stone. I forgot.
damn it, Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic. There you go.
Rock
Yes,
and
that's
Stone.
the one.
Strangely enough,
Rock and stone.
I'm not
Banger
super
game, by the way.
into. I'm not super into first-person games, so that is a problem. But you know, they came out with that Survivor one a while back. I played the crap out of that one.
Yes.
The beginning of that one, it was really fun. But yeah, I'd love to just play dwarven games, but then I'd just be like you said, I'd be Deep Rock Galactic and Baldur's Gate, and that's pretty much it.
More dwarf representation.
Yes, we need more
taking place in
dwarves.
video games.
You know that I actually recently
Enough of these elves bullshit, man. There's elves everywhere. Monster Hunter got Wyverians. They're basically elves.
Exactly, they're elves. Where the
Actually, Monster Hunter also
we need
has
Trevarians.
dwarves, no?
Yeah, Trevarians.
Yeah.
That's what we need. I want to
There
go
you
back
go.
to
That's why-
Trevaria, where Little Miss Forge came from. She was raised by the dwarves. That's why she's such an amazing smith. She's better than all
It's
the
true.
other smiths.
It's true.
Well,
It's so true.
Manale's probably better than Little Miss Forge.
I mean, Little Miss Forge maybe, but Gemma, you know,
No,
the
she's-
leveled up version.
She's still better than Gemma. Manale is special.
I don't know about that.
Me and Manale, we have something special, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, trust me, I know. I had to observe that relationship way too close to make memes. So
she's gonna
Back in the
she's gonna
day,
bang
man.
something out for me real quick.
yeah, she can layer my gun lens anytime. That phrase sticks in my head. Sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat thinking of Rurikhan saying this in my sleep.
Did I say that? She can layer my gun.
Yes, you did. Trust me. I know more about what you've said about Manale than you do.
Yes, dude. That's what's up. Some funny shit.
Oh man, we derailed this so fast. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry.
I was gonna say that I was gonna say another thing that's off topic because I recently ran into, you know, Space Marine 2?
Yes.
They made a mod for it that replaces the Space Marines with Votan, which are the
Oh,
dwarves.
okay.
And I was like, yes, this is exactly what we need. I'm gonna replay this whole game. I don't even.
I want to replay it because they released the Tech Marine, and I want to play the Tech Marine.
Nah, screw that. Votan, bro. In there with the Autotech pattern, not Autotech, Autalk pattern bolters. It's really cool. You have no idea, dude.
Rurikhan, you're dissing the Tech Marines, and it will displease the Omnissiah, and it will crash your AMD drivers once again if you keep talking shit about the Omnissiah.
Omnissiah will crash my AMD drivers, bro. That will happen. Anyway, Monster Hunter Wilds. So we had quite a bit more content added that we weren't really expected. We had Title Update 4 with all the stuff that came with that, like Arc-Tempered Arcveld, a bunch of new 10-star. No, wait, the 10-star Arc-Tempered and Arc-Tempered Arcveld came in 4.5, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might as well call it Title Update 5 because we're just short of one new monster, and that's it. It's a fully fledged title update.
Yeah, it was crazy the amount of stuff that came with 4.5. The 10 stars, they were announced after Title Update 4 came out, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes. Yes,
And
yes.
Like
They were announced as I think it was like a way for, because people were talking about, oh, the only way to get the Ardian materials is through Gogmazia, so it's funneling the end game a bit. And then I think their answer is, well, here you go, 10 stars, have fun.
I mean, that is one of the issues that they seem to run into with the type of stuff that we get with Gogmardian, which is like, oh, you kind of funnel everything into one monster, which is not great for the end game because you want to be hunting more than one monster, which is why I said we should do it in a way where you hunt specific monsters for specific materials that you can funnel into Gogmardian. That'd be perfect.
Did you see the video where I gave like an entire alternative system to what we currently have?
I don't know. Maybe I did.
All
My
right, so
memory-
you're a fake
See,
fan. Okay,
no,
I'm,
listen.
I'm kidding.
Listen, you know how you said you're almost 30? Bro, I'm 44.
Yeah, I know. It's a
My-
miracle that you still walk and breathe at the same time.
I know. My memory is just quite simply not what it used to be, especially now that RAM price has gone up, so I can't even buy more.
He can't upgrade himself anymore.
I can't,
It's so
I can't
over.
upgrade myself, so I can't get more memory.
Guys, please donate in the comments of this podcast so
No.
that we can buy Rory another 2 gigs of RAM for $1,000. Thank you very much.
No, please don't do that. 2 gigs of RAM for $1,000. That is the prices we're going for, considering that OpenAI just bought the entirety of the RAM production of 2026.
Oh yeah,
And-
lovely stuff.
And like half of 2027. Some companies are like sold out until 2028. It's like, this is great, guys. This is completely sustainable. Thank you so much.
I love how gaming is getting treated in 2026. It's definitely worth to have, RAM cost as much as a used car so that I can have a funny video of a cat playing the banjo.
Yes.
That is AI. So worth it, guys.
It's perfect.
I just want you to know, every time you guys at Grok, a little piece of me dies inside. I just want you guys to know that.
Somebody's at Grokking in the comment section right now. Grok, what's he talking about?
At Grok, what does he mean?
It's crazy. But
Oh man.
yeah, with title update 4.5, we got 10-star monsters, and that to me was kind of unexpected because in a lot of ways, 9-star monsters was already unexpected, right? Because we got the 8-star monsters, and it kind of felt like that this is a good stopping point for difficulty in terms of high rank. They're like, no, I'm going to hit you with the 9.5. I was like, this is great. And now we're going to hit you with the 10 stars. And you're like, what?
I was pretty shocked. It's funny because like the other day I came across a couple tweets that were talking about how Monster Hunter Wilds got too hard, and I was like, we've come full circle. I can't believe it. We've come full circle. Like, this is not real. What dimension is this? The game went from being the nicknamed easiest Monster Hunter game of all time, which I don't agree. I still think Village Rise was like the easiest Monster Hunter experience, but then now we're having people saying it's too hard. And my response to the whole thing is like, I was not expecting 9 stars, let alone 10 stars. I am very happy because my boy Zoshia is getting 10 stars, which is funny because he skipped 9 stars. Yeah, he's getting it today. So I'm really excited about that. But it's the whole thing of like, they really...
Listen, didn't Vegeta also just skip Super Saiyan Red and went straight to Blue?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what Zoshia did.
Sure.
Zoshia is basically Vegeta. He's like,
Vegeta. It's
I'm,
the Monster
I'm
Hunter
skipping
Vegeta.
the 9 stars. I'm going straight to 10 because I'm just going to power up. I'm going to power through it.
I think it's a very welcome addition because, like, I don't know if you want to talk about this later, or like the whole difficulty conversation.
No, we can
don't
talk about it
wanna...
now. Just keep going. Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right? It's all optional. I think when you pass the point of you've beaten the story of a game, this is not just for Monster Hunter, I think this is in general. Because, like, we'll also talk about this in Stories 3, because people say, like, oh, they've claimed to not be any high rank, there's not going to be any post-game. The post-game in a game like Monster Hunter is what you make of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I see some people who say, oh, I finished the story, and I don't want to do the 10 stars, and I don't want to do Arch Tempest. There's nothing to do, and I'm just like, play the story again with a different weapon. Make a different build, one that isn't Blast. Like, there's so many things to do in Monster Hunter. It's like playing Nier Automata, doing just the main story, and not realizing that, like, half of the game is side quests, right? Very interesting and well-crafted side quests. It's the same with Monster Hunter. If you just play one weapon with one build, and you don't go out and engage with the endgame systems, you don't go out and challenge yourself to do things like 10 stars and Proof of a Hero, then yeah, you're going to get bored, and you're going to run out of things to do because you're refusing to engage with other stuff. Do I think it's too hard? Absolutely not. I think we're scratching the difficulty with, like, G rank in a base game, sure, but I don't see a problem with it because the Hunter is more powerful than ever. Like, we are so strong. I don't think we deal as much damage as in a game like Sunbreak, but, you know, we could well do with the expansion for Wilds. But the thing is, I don't think it's too hard, and I don't think it's a problem at all, because it's a challenge for the people who want to stick to the game. Because, you know, we always say, and I think Rurikhan says this all the time as well, Monster Hunter is not a forever game. They are developed with the base game. They get the title updates. Once that's done, we get the expansion title updates for that. Boom, game is done. You can move on to the next thing. But then they give you the systems and, ways to interact with the game post that, right? So it's not like after you defeat, what is the final quest now? It would be the 10 stars. Say we're already past the time where 10-star Gogmazios has been released, right? After you defeat that, you can still go ahead and do all the other 10 stars if you want to craft other armors, if you want to craft different builds, if you want to keep, going for the Gogma Ardian system to try and get better rolls. There's always something for you to do. Just because, the thing is, just because something isn't for you, it doesn't mean that it's bad. People need to start understanding that. They need to differentiate it, because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's just difficulty slop now. And I'm a big defender of, there is no such thing as difficulty slop. There is no such thing as artificial difficulty. Even if a monster has increased stats, it becomes a battle of attrition. And that will test that part of your skills. You can say that it's not, there's bad and good implementation of difficulty. Yes, that makes perfect sense. But it's more about, just because the difficulty doesn't match your preference, doesn't mean that it's bad or artificial and it doesn't matter. For example, Rurikhan is going to be pissed at me for saying this. I cannot fight Seething Basil. And Anomaly Seething Basil was kicking my ass. Why? Because I really struggle with AoEs. I really, really do. Most of my playstyles in Monster Hunter are very heavy-based, and monsters with, big AoE follow-ups, they counter that directly. So, I went on a bit of a rant there, but I think I got my point across.
I was just about to say, you've been holding that one in for a while, huh?
I have. I've had this conversation with friends. I've had this conversation with so many people, and I've had it's just because, as of recording this, I literally get married in 2 days. So I've been having to rush content in terms of I haven't been able to do everything that I want, but I want to make an updated, how's difficulty now in Wilds kind of video, right? So I think this I'm just going to rip whatever is going on in this podcast and upload it onto my channel.
So you have those ideas just kind of bubbling in and fresh in your brain, I guess. But there's a lot of stuff to unpack in all of the things you said there. So starting with the whole thing of, people go ahead and they finish the game, whatever is the last quest that they've done, they finish the story. And if somebody goes and they say, oh, I don't want to do 10 stars. I don't want to do all of this stuff. I actually remember a comment that I saw at some point where somebody was saying, well, I don't want to do Gogmazios because all of his gear is going to be out of date when the expansion launches. And I was like, okay. I didn't reply, but my thought was why do anything?
That's why, because that's the kind of mentality of
why even begin the base game when there's going to be an expansion later?
Exactly.
Why play stories 2? There's stories 3.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense.
There's
why take a shower today? I'm gonna smell tomorrow. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, whoa. You're thinking
I'm sorry, I don't get this mentality at all.
Why take a shower today when I'm gonna smell tomorrow? Dude, that's fucking diabolical, dude.
I call it anyway, as I see it, man. What is this mentality?
The thing to me is, if you finish the game and you're thinking oh, I don't want to do this endgame stuff, and you were saying oh, you can play with another weapon. I don't even say this. If you finish the game, you don't want to do the endgame stuff, that's fine. Play another game.
Go play another game.
Yeah. It's not every game needs to last friggin'... I don't know, how many hours do I have in this at this point? Although it doesn't count for me because I'm a content creator, so I guess we could take I don't know, maybe 100 hours away, maybe 200 hours away we can take on the fact that I'm creating content. But right now I'm at 600 hours. So even if we take 200 hours away, which I did not spend 200 hours just dedicated to content creation. No way.
Oh, absolutely not.
If we take 200 hours away, it's still a 400-hour game.
I would go as far as I have over 700, and I think I have close to 730, and not even those 30 hours are dedicated to content.
Yeah.
It's
just there's tons of stuff to do, but the point is you don't have to do them. You only have to engage with the game for as long as you want, and then when you feel like you're done, stop, you go play another game. That's the way that I look at these things.
And then you come back.
But then in terms of the difficulty, I do believe that sometimes there are certain games that do in fact do difficulty wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
For instance, an example for me would be some of the runbacks in Dark Souls 2 can fuck off a cliff and die. Okay. Some of those
dude.
run backs,
Frigid outskirts
can eat my ass. Okay. Like
literally
there's some
the reason as to why
stuff.
people hate that game.
There's some stuff that like, nah, bro. Have we reached that point in Monster Hunter Wilds? No, I don't think so. But I feel like we have come close for some people. Like, I feel like there's going to be a significant amount of people that are going to get filtered by Proof of a Hero. Because that, I think...
I think so, too.
Proof of a Hero was the first quest where I'm like, oh, I can't take my fun set. Well, I guess I probably didn't take a fun set to Omega. But I did have some fun skills that I put in my set for Omega. But
yeah,
for Proof of a Hero, I was like, no, I can't take a fun set. We need to like min-max the crap out of everything to eke out every little bit of damage to be able to do this quest. That is definitely one of the hardest quests that they've done.
But then again, it's because it's an attrition battle, and from what I've seen, the people that are, complaining about it, or not necessarily complaining, but like struggling, I think they're approaching the quest the wrong way, because I did. Like, I played that quest for like 4 hours on the day it released, and I didn't beat it. I was playing Switch Axe. I was like, okay, clearly I'm not good enough with Switch Axe. I'm going to go back to the Sword and Shield, my main weapon. And then I'm going to go to Gun Lance, which is my other main weapon. And so I'm just like, okay, with Sword and Shield, I need to make sure that I'm squeezing out the damage that I can. I got a really good roll on a Gogma Ardian, which had Gormagala's Tyranny and Lord Soul. And the thing is, I used that build, but I didn't necessarily use it because, like, the 10% affinity on Gormagala's Tyranny isn't that special. The Lord Soul stuff is the more special stuff to me, if you want me to be honest. But when I made a little video giving people tips, I'm like, you could use this exact same build, which used Guardian Rathalos Scorcher, so 2-piece Guardian Rathalos, and then Jindahad, so that you can get sort of Gamma, so you can get, like, the Power Clash bonus, right? And that's the thing. People need to understand that the build needs to be crafted for a battle of attrition where you're not dealing as much burst, perhaps, but you're dealing more consistent damage, right? And so that's what happened with a lot of people there. And there's also, like, people just would approach the quest in a sustainable way, I'd say. Like, I would be playing in the multiplayer hunts after I did my solos on stream with people, and some people would be raising the barriers when the new monster came around. I was like, bro, let them fight. Yeah. This is Godzilla versus King Kong shit. Like, Raid Dow can literally nuke Ufduna. And what people don't understand is that the monsters are laid out purposely so that they can fuck up the next one. Like, Raidao does thunder damage. What is Ufduna weak to? Thunder. And then Ufduna comes after... Nuudra comes after Ufduna. What is it weak to? Water. What does Ufduna deal? Water. It only, like, the cycle only breaks when you get to Arkveld, right? Because I think the quest truly is, how fast can you get to Arkveld? Yeah. And then deal with him in time.
It's actually funny because you had that thing where you did the 40-something minutes. I forget if it was 42, right? 42 minutes, your first clear or something like that.
It was like 40, yeah, something like that, 42.
And then I had either 46 or 48. I forget exactly what my time was on my first clear. I think it was 46.
You had 30.
No.
Oh, no, 46. Sorry, no, yeah.
My first clear was 46. And then I was like, oh, let me see if I can improve that. And then I go ahead and I start optimizing it a little bit more, and I get to 38. And I'm like, oh, I'm happy with this. And then I show you the 38. And you're like, are you challenging me? Like, no.
I took it so personally.
I don't want to challenge you. I want you to stay still because you need to go get married. And I have a better time than you, so this is good. But then I go and I tell you the sauce.
So
gave you come on, I gave you the sauce. Be honest. I gave you the sauce.
You did. And I even, like, in my video for the tips, I even say Rurikhan gave me some of these tips, you know? Like, I literally put a big piece of text because someone's going to be like, I saw this on Rurikhan. She was like, yeah, I know. He told me directly. I'm just reiterating what he said. But when you sent me that time, I was like...
You put your tips video out before I put my clear video out.
So, I was like...
You were beating me to the punch. You sabotaged me, you bastard. How dare you?
He sent me this screenshot of like 38 minutes. I was like, oh, hell no. I need to clear this quest again. But then, to be fair, it wasn't out of pettiness. I wanted to clear it again with a better...
No, you were just being petty. You were absolutely being petty.
It's true.
I'm telling your fiance that you're a petty bastard. That's what I'm saying.
She knows. I was like... She was like, oh, what did Rurikhan send you? And I was like, he sent me a challenge. He came to my doorstep and challenged me.
Lies and slander.
But oh man, Proof of a Hero is an insane quest. By the way, I love that quest so much. It's so fun to do it solo. It's so fun to do it with people.
I haven't done it multiplayer at all because I just did it solo because I wanted to see how fast I could go. And
it gets really out of hand real quick.
I estimated that at my current skill level, I could probably get the sub 35, but not much lower than that. Your time was still lower than that, though, right? Was it sub?
My time was, but what you got to understand is that I was using Sword and Shield.
Yeah, it's right? a little
so
bit
Sword
different.
and Shield is just Sword and Shield is a really good weapon for that particular quest because you get Master's Touch and your sharpness doesn't really go down much. So with something like Gunlance, when I did a Gunlance clear, it was around 37, so close to, no, it wasn't 37, it was 39. And it's hard because, like, with Gunlance, you won't get as many opportunities to burst the monsters, right?
Yeah.
And, like, things, for example, like punishing wounds with focus strikes, it's slower, so you do lock down the monster faster, which is why I say it's a really good weapon for just multiplayer in general. We were saying this when we were like casting the EMA.
The
series, but
friggin' Cow Slayer with his strategy with Sokai of locking down the monster using the focus strike of the gun lance was brilliant.
Because it takes longer for the animation to hit, but you will lock down the monster for a lot longer. So, but doing that when you're solo is a different game. It's harder. So with Sword and Shield, when you punish the wound like literally in a split second, with Gunlance you have to plan it 3 business days ahead of time and pray that the monster doesn't go to the side. But yeah, like I think you can definitely hit a sub 35, 100%. Are you using Jindahad's?
No,
I was use it. It's a game changer.
Which one's that? Is that the one that
it's the one that gives you 90 for 90 seconds you get I don't know if it's 30 or 40 raw damage every single time you power clash.
Oh,
or you get pinned.
So the new Jindahad has powerhouse. Oh no, it's his thing also works on clashes.
Yeah,
okay.
It works on clashes and on binds. So like you and I think the only monster that this doesn't really come useful for is Raidao, so you don't have that boost. But then like with Ufduna, you can power clash. With Nuudra, it can grab you. With Arkveld, it does both. So you can keep that insane damage, buff for quite some time. Grab that skill, dude. It's a game changer. You flinch monsters so much more.
Strangely enough, Raidao was the monster that I would have the most trouble with.
Same.
Yeah.
It's because we can't power clash him.
It's not just that. It's because his 10-star version, because he has the most amount of ranged attacks out of the bunch, he just stays away and lightning. It's the meme of the LARPer. Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. lightning bolt. It's just like shooting lightning nonstop. Anything happens is like lightning. And he does his overcharge lightning so many times. You're just like, oh my God, here comes another one, and one more. And you're just sitting there blocking because you can't dodge away from it. And the funny thing, I didn't even take evade extender on that set because there's not enough room. I don't have time to evade extend. I have to block everything. Okay? We're blocking everything now. There's no evasion happening.
It's pretty rough. That's the other thing that's rough for Gunlance. Like, you have to take it. You don't have an option, because if you have Evade Extender, you're lacking damage, and damage is what you need for this quest to go through smoothly. But yeah, when I did my clear with Gunlance, it's always been a thing, right? Depending on the monster, certain weapons will have a better matchup, 100%. But like, Switch Axe has a hard time as well, because although you can counter everything, for some bastard reason, Switch Axe counter is not like the longsword where you get insane amount of iframes. You just get hyper armor, but the hyper armor still means you take damage. So you counter a few too many times in a row, like 3 to 4 times in a row. You're gonna. It's not even that you die. Like, you could lose. You could lose Lord Soul. You just spend a lot of time maintaining your health, right?
Yeah.
Even with skills like Arkveld's Hunger to try and replenish your health, that skill doesn't really keep up with the damage that 10-star monsters will deal. So, yeah, it's definitely like a different matchup kind of thing, and I would encourage people to, like, try different weapons, I'm a big Sword and Shield simp, and Sword and Shield's just so strong
Sword and
in
Shield
Wilds.
is amazing in Wilds, dude. I absolutely
never been
love
better.
Sword and Shield. But, you know, I play my main weapon. If my main weapon was Switch Axe, I'd beat that quest with Switch Axe, guaranteed. But
Yeah,
Switch Axe
that's like
does
my next option.
absolutely have a harder time. And by the way, I said nothing about Longsword. You direct your complaints to Arc. I already have, like, the entire council of Longsword users friggin' helm splittering in my comment section because they get mad every time I even bring it up. Okay, I don't talk about the longsword; it's none of my business. I
love
greatly
poking the longsword.
I greatly complimented Sokai, the longsword player, when I said that he had some real cold-blooded stuff there of like, I will burn in fire to ensure that we get as much
damage. Oh,
that was brilliant.
What a Chad, honestly.
Absolute Chad play. Have to give it to him. Just like,
No, but
yep, I will die
jokes
for
aside,
this time.
right? I poke fun at the longsword weebs as everyone does. I'm a weeb too, by the way. I watch anime all the time. I'm watching the new season of Free Run right now. But like the thing is, right? Longsword's counter will cost you nothing, like basically nothing. It gives you a bunch of iframes, and it's a huge dash. Switch Axe counter will cost your health, will cost meter, and you cannot counter into another counter. So it's just straight up a much better counter.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the first Team Darkside speedrun of Arch-Tempered Arkveld with the Longsword? Everyone in the comments said the same thing. This isn't Longsword. This is EI Counter Simulator. Like, because that is how you play the Longsword.
Though. That's how you play
That is
it
what
the most
Longsword's turned
optimally.
into.
Yeah.
I keep saying this, like, a little Longsword tension, but to me, I think Longsword was at its best either in old gen, where EIs weren't as prevalent, but also in Iceborne, where if you missed an EI, you'd lose a level of your spirit gauge, and you would be locked into an animation of losing your thing. Because we've talked about this before,
that was risk
about
and
animation
reward.
commitment.
There should be risk
exactly.
and reward in animation
now there's just
commitment.
reward. It's just reward. And I, like, as someone who played a bunch of Longsword, like, I soloed Elatrion in Iceborne with Longsword, and it was a thrill, because every counter you throw out could be your last. Because if you fuck up once, that's it, you're dead.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if I miss this one, because I can just spam the next one. And I know that a lot of Longsword players have agreed with me. You don't have to, it's fine. But yeah, that's like why my disdain for Longsword comes out. But in a game like Wilds, where people also have, perfect blocks, it's not as big of a deal. It's only when you play Switch Axe, you do the Switch Axe counter, and then you play Longsword, and your Longsword counter is like, this is night and day difference. The favorite child is very much present here.
But it's, by the way, is your phone too close to your microphone? I'm getting that.
I think it might have been. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Is it better now?
That's good. But like I was saying, I also really liked something back in Rise where it was, oh man, blocking while I'm wyvern firing? This is great.
They took that away.
Not exactly. No, wait. I'm just saying, not exactly sure how balanced it is, but it's great. I like it a lot. But yeah, they took it away, as they should, because it's not very fair that you just get to channel.
It was very overpowered.
It wasn't overpowered because Wyvern Fire is not that powerful in Rise and Sunbreak, in my opinion. But like in this game, it absolutely would be, because it actually scales with your attack.
Range. Oh.
You have crazy. Imagine having block while channeling Wyvern Fire in Monster Hunter Wilds. That'd be absolutely insane.
Oh, dude. I will take the guard points over blocking during Wyvern Fire any day. Guard points have to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had those in Gen U when you were like doing quick reloads with some of the styles and whatnot. It was really
I still
good.
say it. Valor Gunlance is one of the most fun ways to experience Monster Hunter ever. Rapid shelling, bring that back.
Bam, 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 bam,
Double
bam,
A
bam.
flare, bring that back.
Dude, double A flare. It's too flashy though. That should be a thing that only happens on like the portable line of titles, so like stuff like Rise and Sun, which is why I really want a double A flare in Rise. I was like, oh man, if we had double A flare, it'd be so.
Man.
But then again, they gave us bullet barrage, which is like
bullet barrage was awesome. But I will go as far as say that I still prefer double A flare, because I have this very clear image. Like, when you do something in Monster Hunter and it just sticks with you for life. In GU, when I was farming G rank and I was fighting Volstrax, I saw him. You know how like he dashes and then he turns around and he dashes at you again. On the second one, I prepped a double A flare and I stopped him dead at his tracks, and it was the most cinematic thing I've ever done in GU. And because of that particular, hunt, I'm like, this is the best Gunlance move of all time. I need it to stay. But then, we didn't get it, but it's fine. Maybe in the next portable game, we'll get something.
It is important to mention that move also deals like no damage, and it's terrible meta move.
It's only to counter aerial monsters.
That's it. It's like it's a terrible meta move, but it's so
looks
good.
Cool, though.
It's the coolest looking skill. I remember because that's why I wanted to play like Alchemy Gunlance back in the day. I'd be doing that, and I'd be doing the big explosion one, the big nuclear blast thing. I forget the name of it. And what was the other one?
Oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember its
name.
name.
And I had one more that I used. I forget what it was, but I loved Alchemy because of that. And I was like, oh, everybody gets, what was it called? SP. And now let me put on the special sharpening thing. And I'd be exchanging the sharpening thing because it also increased your SP or whatever it was. It was some crazy shenanigans.
Yeah, oh, man. GU is such a good game. I really hope we see another iteration of GU. Like, yeah. I want GU 2.
What? Oh, wait, I didn't get that. You said I want GU 2, and I was like, you want GU to what?
Oh no, I just want
GU
2.
Yeah.
The Electric Boogaloo. There you go. I should have said that. That would have made things a little bit clearer.
Yeah. But so with the 4.5, we got Proof of a Hero. That quest is a ton of fun. The 10-star Arc Tempereds. Both of us apparently struggled the most with Ray Dow because he gets to be just a ranged little annoyance. Like,
he zones us and we don't like it.
Duna doesn't really do much different. Like, I don't even take the waterproof thing for Duna. Like, I know that a lot of people are like, oh, you take the Mire Walker so much as I'm like, no, I ride the waves because they put me on top of him whenever he does the waves. It's great because he follows it and whatnot. It's good.
It's blocking heaven to fight against Duna.
Yeah. You just block and perfect block and you beat the crap out of him. Then you also have New Udra. New Udra was the harder one, as one of the harder ones as well, but only if you're doing the free challenge quest back in the 9.5. Since you don't have to do that in 10 stars if you take your time. He's not super hard. Jinda Had's got so much health.
Yeah, this is a problem with me. I think Jinda Had's low key been a little dragged down by the Arch-Tempered version because they gave him new mechanics, but it feels like the fight is just a large health pool, you know? And eventually, like, even, again, going back to when we were casting the EMEA series, I know that there were restrictions there, obviously, but, like, bro, people were hitting this guy nonstop, and he just wouldn't die. And it wasn't even a fact of, like, oh, but there's so many stakes at hand, because, what I feel like they did was more health and a couple more breath attacks. That's it. So I don't feel like he was the best one. And more damage, yeah.
Because, like, he will hit
So I don't
hard.
feel like he was it.
Yeah.
Because, like, even with other, like, Arch-Tempered monsters, like Ray Dow, you have the constant threat of the follow-up AoEs. So the entire fight changes around that mechanic. But with Jinda Had, it doesn't really change much because the new mechanic is explore. Like, maybe he uses that move, 3-4 times in a 15-minute hunt, maybe. That's it. But, yeah. Sorry, I just needed to get that out of my chest as well.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I've been bottling up.
Jinda Had's health pool, very annoying. So, how did you feel about Arc-Tempered Arkfeld?
I like him a lot. I really do. I think there's a little bit of a problem that we've had in Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, specifically with Concert Redone, which is sometimes I don't see my screen. It's just particle effects. It's like, I think sometimes that does happen because he will use like the explosions that are based on Wilk. So it's a white explosion, and then you'll have the dragon explosion. So sometimes it's really hard to see, even with the character outline, what the hell is going on.
This is also a problem in Raydal, by the way, because of the frequency of the big lightning blast. Since it happens
especially
so
in his
much,
nest.
Yeah, since it happens so much more often, and you get the follow-up lightning, there are a lot of times where you're just flashbanged, and you're like, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna hold my shield up and hope for the best, because I don't know.
Yeah, hold the shield up and pray.
Because like, I don't know what's coming after that. So yeah, and I guess if you don't have a shield, it's more like you just spam X and hope for the best, because there's just so much stuff happening on screen. Yeah.
counter-based weapons, longsword, switch axe, and bow, sometimes they just, like, we can just hold block and pray, and that mostly works. But for them, it's like they have to gamble on a counter, and that could lead them a quick cart real easy. So, but despite the visual clutter that happens sometimes, I think it's only really happening in the more closed up areas of the fight. Like, the first area is quite closed, the second one's a bit more open. The one where he's upstairs beneath a rock, I think that's a little bit closed up as well. So if he had used the wider areas of the map, like, you know how he can go to the upper section where there's like the little forest, the little Wilk forest, I think there it's a lot more manageable. But even with all the visual clutters, I think the fight's awesome. I really do. I love the fact that it brought me back to my favorite monster, which is Primordial Malzeno, right? Which is, this is not a, oh, if you're good enough, you can find a way to, like, stun lock the monster or abuse the monster, right? But this is for your casual hunters such as us. This is he will attack you relentlessly, non-stop, and it's up to you to find the openings. And if you read the monster well enough, you will find the openings. And some of these openings are, like, insanely specific. For example, with Sword and Shield, you know the new backflip that he does? Like, I don't know, it's like a backflip, but when he's powered up, it does 2 little AoEs afterwards. So with Sword and Shield, the best counter is to just perfect block both of them, because if you dodge the first one with back hop, the second one hits you, and if you don't perfect guard the first one at the right time, the second one will hit you as a regular block, which could kill you. So all of these things are so incredibly interesting to explore within the fight. But I think they did a great job. I really like Arch-Tempered Arkveld.
The one for me that took me a while to get the timing of, and I still miss it sometimes because I don't properly read the attack, is that now he has a new animation for his chain slam down. The one that he does right in front of you.
A faster one, right?
I don't know if it's faster, but it's different. It's slightly different, but it's only slightly different, so I still have a hard time identifying it. But when he does it, there's a tiny window for a focus strike, which, as you know, for the gunlance, it's annoying as hell when the window's that tiny. Because you literally have to start the focus strike before the thing is happening, so you have to read it that far ahead. And that one is the one that took me a while to get. But once I got that one, I was like, oh, this is such a good opening. I'm just going to punish this right here. Then I get the follow-up. It's real good. But, yeah, it's a really fun fight. Did you succeed on your first attempt?
No. Oh, no. Hell no.
I did.
I got my ass
I'm the better hunter. It's that simple. It's that easy. It is what it is.
Who has a faster clear time in proof of a hero again?
Who gave you the sauce? Huh? Who gave you...
No, absolutely, because, like, I went into it again first time with switch axe, and learning that fight with switch axe is brutal. No, but even with Sword and Shield, like, I think I only got him on my 3rd try. But it's funny. It's funny because, like, here's my progression of Arch-Tempered Arkveld, right? First attempt, 2 carts, and I get him down. Second attempt, because after the first one, you're like, oh, I've practiced. I gotta get the full armor now.
Yeah, no, but you're like, yeah, but I've practiced. I'm better at it. So 3 carts on the second attempt. and then you're like, well, now I have 2 attempts under my belt, so absolutely, I'm going to do better next time. So I failed the next one. So I'm just, like, getting progressively worse at this fight.
I know that feeling all too well. You cleared the first one, it's like, I'm pretty good at this. I'm good. Then you go get to the next 5, and you fail every single attempt. It's like, all right, time to go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it was really good because you do get a fight where you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to just, like, straight up win. This is actually challenging. And then, then you start going in with people, and then you start getting some really crazy times because people were just, like, dishing out so much damage. It was crazy. I forget what was the lowest one. I think we did one in, like, 12 minutes or something like that.
Whoa, okay. I did not get anywhere close to that. I maybe not 15, but 12?
No, at one point I had... This was the one where I had 2 people with gun lance, and I forget what the other guy was rocking. I think it might have been an insect glaive. I'm not sure. But, like, whatever the other guy was rocking, he was nailing every offset. Like every offset
Damn.
was just his. He's like, yep, this is mine. I got this. So he was constantly getting, bullied around. And then you just have 3 gun lances in your face going like, brah, brah, get fucked. There's nothing you can do. It's like hit zones. What are hit zones? We don't care.
That's a big thing with Arkveld as well.
Here's like a bunch of wyvern fires all at once. And then locking him down with focus strikes. It was disgusting. So yeah, I forget if it was 12, but I think it was around 12 minutes that we got that one. I was like, damn, you guys fucking cooked. That was crazy. But yeah, that was
insane.
Yeah.
No, I have not had that. But then again, I think I only streamed it like once, actually twice with CR Volcanic. But yeah, like I need to put up a better build for other weapons, because like dragon damage does help that fight a lot, because you overcharge him, so you knock him out of his like more powerful states quicker. But then it's also the thing of you need to make sure that you're dealing dragon damage, and Arkveld will apply Dragon Blight to you all the time. So there's that balance. It's like, again, risk and reward. And I like having this quest where I go in and I go, like you said, maybe I'm not going to win this one, I like that feeling. I think that's what you need towared the end game.
Make
you need
us
something that really pushes you.
Yes. Make me scared of them. That's what I want.
Exactly. Because like it erupts. This loops back to what we were saying earlier, right? Some people going, "Oh, it's too hard," or "Oh, it's artificial." And I was like I said, I don't think it's artificial. I think maybe it's not the best implementation of difficulty for you, but you already had low rank and high rank. You had like the 8 stars. You had the 9 stars. The 10 stars are for the people that are really into the game and want to absolutely get it. And like some people are like, oh, but I want the armor from Arch-Tempered Arkveld, and I can't do the quest. And I was like, dude, get good. I'm sorry.
No, but it's like
you need a.
There's also the
followers.
The not followers. The companions. The hunters, support hunters. That's what they're called.
Support hunters. There you go.
You can get the support hunters for proof of a hero as well. So it's like there's a system in place now where you can just get help from NPCs. It's not even the thing of like, oh, you have to do this in multiplayer. You don't even have to do that.
Yeah.
You just bring the support NPCs and they will help you get the armor that you want.
I've seen some chads online that are like, yeah, it's too hard for me, but I don't mind because it's not for me. And it's like, I think saying that, especially on the internet, takes balls, because like people always make fun of people for literally anything. Like, you use summons in Elden Ring, wow, what a scrub. In reality, none of this matters. Enjoy the video game the way you want to enjoy it. And if the way that you want to enjoy it is not doing the higher difficulty stuff, and I'm right there with you, because Ruri will know this, I refused to go into depth 5 in Elden Ring Night Rain because it was just ridiculous. I barely got to 4.
I refused.
4 was already insane.
I refused to go into depth 5 as well. It was not because I never got there. I just refused. I totally could have gotten
got to 5
easy.
I never got to 5. Like 4 was already ball-bustingly difficult, where everything was a one-shot, but then 5 was even a tier above that, and like they hid stuff in the map. Anyway, different game, different cup of tea, but like it's the same concept of, I realized this is way too hard for me. I'm not good enough to do this, either by myself or with a team, and the borderline thing is, it's also not fun. It's not the way that I want to experience the game. And you and I had this conversation with Fighting Cowboy as well.
Yeah, Fighting Cowboy resets to 1, and
I reset to 1 because I was just like, I when I got 4, I was like, okay, I got 4 for my own personal thing, because you don't get an achievement out of it. You just do it so that, for your own ego. But I was like, yeah, now that it's done, that's it. Like, I'm gonna go back to 1. And it's the same thing with Monster Hunter. You don't need to do the 10 stars. Like, sure, you might get an armor from it, but here's the thing that I don't understand. People say it's the best armor in the game. It's not.
Oh, Arch-Tempered Arkvelds? No, it's not.
It's not. It's not the best armor in the game.
It's the one that I wanted, because I want to have Flayer 5 and Partbreaker 3, and it's so much fun.
Flayer 5, man. Flayer 5 and Partbreaker is... Oh, I'm so happy that they put Partbreaker in that set, because I'm like...
Yes!
It's one of my favorite skills, and I'm currently working on how to remove certain things from a build to have Partbreaker in there. But,
I still remember, this was all the way back in Base World. when some people would make fun of me for using part break, and I'm like, don't care, like the big crack sound, fuck you.
The big crack sound breaking
like,
the monster
whenever,
apart.
Whenever you
like
hear
it's
the
a crab factory,
it's so good.
It's so satisfying. Like it does. I don't care that it doesn't deal more damage. It's about satisfaction.
It's about sending a message, okay?
It's about deconstructing the monster like a crab factory, okay? It's about really laying into him.
I remember that using Part Breaker is actually how I got my first about a minute Nergigante, which I didn't even know was possible. It was so disgusting. Like, because I didn't do speed running at all. So I'm not even, doing the whole thing where I'm like, oh, I'm counting the time from when I run in and all of that stuff. But I was recording and I was testing out charged long shelling, which was really good back in Base World. And I'm just testing it out. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm going to put some Part Breaker on this because it's the only thing that can really affect stuff that happens with charged shelling. And then I go into Nergigante and I'm recording. And then when I'm done with the recording, I look at the time and I was like, wait, from the moment I started the fight to the moment he's dead, it was about a minute.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
insanity.
It was really, really good. So basically I just run in there and I'm just like charge shell. And Nergigante gets back up and then I break something, he goes back down.
Break something and he falls back down.
and then he gets back up again. I break something else, he falls back down. He doesn't even move. And I was like, this is so disgusting. It's so abusive. But it was really fun. But yeah,
that's so niche though. Charged long shelling with Part Breaker working on Nergigante is like a needle in a haystack. You would never find this I
was playing like that the whole time throughout Base World and Iceborne. I was just I'm doing long shelling, charged shells with Part Breaker, and I'm smashing through everything. The problem is when you get to the later monsters, and then it takes two whole business days to set up your wyvern steak, right? And the monster just okay, so you want it with lube or maybe a little bit of sand?
Yeah, Barrioth break dancing around you while you charge one singular shell. It's no, that doesn't feel great, Chief.
Yeah, it was kind of rough, but when you get it going and the monster starts getting staggered, it is disgusting. You're just sitting there, blam,
make
blam,
Part Breaker
blam.
great again.
I've always loved Part Breaker. Big Part Breaker Sam. Not to mention that I just like chopping tails, and Part Breaker helps with that. It's I think
that's a huge fun of the monster game. I don't like dealing a bunch of damage to the monster.
I want to break his
the
parts.
Monster is still intact.
Yeah,
I want to break his head. I want to chop the tail. I want to break its legs.
Such
Give
wanton
me your legs,
violence.
Yeah, I'm here to kill this thing. I'm not here to be friends with it. Okay, I want to tear it to shreds.
And yet you like a little video game called Stories 3.
I was gonna say, do you remember when you and I were doing Savage Omega for the week it released? I
remember us spending so many hours.
Dude, when I discovered the technology of Greatsword with Part Breaker 3, we were breaking 3 legs at least per hunt.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this is the way. This is the path forward. But yes, sorry.
Greatsword is probably the greatest enjoyer of Part Breaker because they just deal so much damage. Just break everything.
It's way too addicting. I'm not gonna lie.
Makes me want to play Greatsword. God damn it! No, I have to stay true to my Gunlance. I cannot fail my Gunlance. This is not the way. Greatsword is not the way. Although they do get that shiny friggin' shatter whatever from the design contest.
Yeah, just like they did the rocket wyvern rocket thing in World. Definitely not a favorite weapon. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, Josh. My bad.
So mad. No, he has it coming. Josh has it coming. It is what it is. Bro's been
Stop being privileged for 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's eating so good. He got because they had another special greatsword besides this one. What was it? Was it an Omega greatsword?
No. Yeah, the Dark Knight greatsword.
Oh yeah, they got the Dark Knight greatsword. They had a Shattered greatsword.
Shadowbringer?
Yeah, Shadowbringer. It's a Shadowbringer greatsword. God damn.
And
it has a special skill too.
Can I just put in a formal request for a ban for greatsword to get the next tournament for the art stuff? No greatsword allowed.
Yeah, no greatsword allowed because they've got.
You guys had it too good for too long.
What was the design weapon for Sunbreak? Was there one? There was a design
The
weapon
design
for Rise.
weapon. No, there wasn't. There
wasn't
one.
for Rise?
I don't think so.
There might
don't
have
think
been,
there was
and
one
we
for
just
Rise
don't
and Sunbreak.
remember. I don't know.
Maybe because it wasn't a great sword.
No, like, you want to know a really funny thing? So Final Fantasy XIV also does those things of the design weapon stuff. And at one point, the winner of the design weapon was a pair of machinist pistols that somebody made.
Okay.
And these were Portuguese. I don't know, mosaic. You know the mosaic paintings we do?
Yeah.
It was a machinist pistol with a texture of a Portuguese mosaic painting.
That's pretty cool.
And that
I need
won.
to look at this.
That won the thing. It's actually in the game right now, I think.
That's sick. That's sick, dude. Oh, yeah. Some Portuguese rep up in my Final Fantasy. That's great.
Dude. But so we had the design contest stuff. Although I'm really happy with the Meat Emergency because the design that the person had made for Meat Emergency was actually a lot more simple. It was like a 2D thing. But naturally, the Monster Hunter team, being the absolute gigachads that they are, I was like, no. We're going to have these palicos running and holding the meat and doing all the animation things. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy.
I was a bit sad because I really wanted the little Mizu on a bubble to win. It was so cute.
Mizu on a bubble?
There was like for the pendant, there was a little, like one of the contestants that went to the finals, I guess, was a Mizutsune, like a chibi Mizutsune, laying down on top of a bubble, and was adorable.
Nah, dude, Meat Emergency all day, every day. It's that
Meat
simple.
Emergency. Fucking dwarf, simple-minded creature, just thinking about meat.
So, did you do the side mission for Stories 3 in Wilds?
Yes, all of them.
Yeah, I didn't get all.
Sorry.
I
did it.
Yeah, I didn't get all of the eggs, but I did do the mission, and I just wanted to let you know the reason why Rathian is extinct in Stories 3 is me. I killed all of them. It's like, you know how people were saying like, no, you don't understand. Take the tool specialist and take the stealth mantle and take poop, and I was like, poop?
No, kill.
Dung pods next to my healing potions? No, nah, bro. That's some crazy
Kidnap the
talk.
baby and kill its mother.
No,
Make sure that you know to send a message.
We don't use poop. So because I refused to use poop, I had to murder every single. Like I think I killed 4 Rathians in that quest.
Yeah,
out of sheer
that's the most Rurikhan thing I've ever heard.
They broke like 2 eggs for me. They broke 2 eggs. The funny thing is,
it's personal now.
No, you need to understand. One of these Rathians, right? She shows up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lay down the egg. I'm gonna deal with the Rathian. So I lay down the egg. I move away from the egg. The Rathian literally goes and kills the egg for no reason. I wasn't even there. Nobody, not even my Palico was there. She just goes in and kills the egg, and I'm like, you mother! How dare you? Like, what the fuck? That's the most
man.
kamikaze thing ever. It's like, if I can't have my children, nobody can. I'll kill them. It's like, what do you mean?
It gives me flashbacks to egg quests in old gen, man. Like I did the quest and I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna do this again because I genuinely have PTSD from old gen doing this to me.
And by the way, I murdered 4 Rathians and a Rathalos. Just because he was also in
no procreation.
Exactly. It's like, no, you're going extinct. This is why you're going extinct. It's me. God damn it.
The quest is supposed to like take an egg. Rory just went in and castrated everyone. It's crazy.
I murdered all the monsters in there because like they were messing with my ability to get eggs, and then eventually I did get the 4 eggs, but I think I lost like 3. I think because you have a limit on how many eggs you can lose. I think it's 4 or 5 or something like that.
I think it's 5.
Yeah, but yeah, I lost 3 eggs, and I was like, man, I might actually fail this quest. But I still did not take dung. You don't take dung. That is never the answer. I delivered those eggs by using the Gilly Mantle. The Gilly Mantle in flash pods. That's how I got it done.
No, I did the whole thing with item prolonger level 3 plus the Gilly Mantle.
Okay, that's also fair. If you had used dung pods, I would, bro, we would not be having this
I don't carry
conversation
dung
right
pods.
Yeah, imagine
I carry
carrying
flash
dung pods
pods
in
and
your
lure
bag.
pods. That's it.
Like carrying.
Yeah,
dung
hold
pods
on,
in
guys.
a
I gotta shovel shit into my bag real quick. Do you think Gemma would stick around if I was doing that? Absolutely
not.
not.
The worst part is that when you collect it from the field, your character's picking it up with his hands. He's like,
yeah, I'm like, dude, that's so. And then you
It's
gonna
like-
cook
it's like-
the steak and eat it with that hand? Does the guild have sanitary regulations at all? Like, damn, it's disgusting.
it's like Dr. Grant in Jurassic Park, just like sticks his hands. It's like
Yes,
big
this will make
pile
a
of
fine pod.
dinosaur poop. It's like bloop. Just put his hands on it. It's like, oh,
Absolutely
nastiness.
not. Cultured hunters don't carry dung pods.
No,
Simple
no.
as.
And you don't let your friends carry dung pods either, because it's
No,
wrong.
you're getting jumped by a pack of Doshagma and you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna fight all of them in one go.
So then they've also had the Ichiran collaboration, which is just like a new cutscene for eating the food, which I
Yep.
recorded it and I ruined it because my character wears a hat and it just covered the whole thing. So I was like, oh, I'm going to record it because you only get one of these tickets a day. And so I get my one ticket and I record it and the hat just ruins it because it covers everything. And I was like, this was perfect. I didn't get to see anything.
They designed it to counter your your signature hat.
Yeah, anti-Rurikhan technology implemented directly into Monster Hunter Wilds. I see how it is.
They went to, at least it's better than the heat gauge. Let's just stay happy with that.
Listen, I'll take the heat gauge before I take the wyvern steak, okay? I'll take the heat gauge with the nerfs and everything. Hell,
we
you
don't
can make
talk
it
about the
you
wyvern
can,
steak. It never happened.
You can make it minus 30% damage if I mess up the heat gauge, and I'll still take the heat gauge over that goddamn thing.
We're never talking about wyvern. We've had this conversation before
it's
in a
done deal.
different cons cast. We know how we feel. Let's move on because this genuinely upsets me. I fucking hate the wyvern.
Did you do the arachnophobia thing?
Oh, with the little So when I did it, I retweeted like Moss Hunter, the official Moss Hunter thing. I was like, they look edible, and Jono comes in and he goes, "How do you think they would taste?" And I was like, surely it's like a bag of Skittles, right? It has to be. But like, this is the thing. People think I'm trolling. People think I'm like messing around. But I genuinely wonder how they would taste. They look different. They have different colors, so they must have different fruit flavors. And yeah, I did it. And you know what? I did it on stream, and I carded like 3 times in one quest because all of them just dogpiled me, and I was like, oh, I got one shot, like instantly.
It's not even about the dogpiling. They genuinely deal a lot of damage. They just hit hard.
It's horrifying.
They hit really hard. It's like when they swarm you and they just start going at it, you're done. You're donezo.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Most of the time, I was just like staying back and like, here's some wyvern fire, and you see so many numbers pop up on screen. It's like, brrr. It's like you're playing an MMORPG and you're just like, oh, AOE farming, let's go. Yeah,
that quest is funny. I'm glad that they do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a funny little quest. Then there's a quest that you haven't done yet. You're gonna have some fun with this one. The just what the doctor ordered. The 10-star Rompopolo, which strangely enough, how is Rompopolo the least hunted monster? I guess there's just not that many reasons. Easy. Yeah, he is, and there's just not that many reasons to hunt him. I guess like you can get his set for layered, and then you're done.
Yeah, he's too easy, and I think that the oil well basin is probably the least popular map out of the ones that we have. At least for me, it's my least favorite. I'm not saying it's a bad map. I'm just saying that, you know, it doesn't really measure up to Windward Plains, Scarlet Forest, Wyveria. So
Scarlet Forest definitely is one of the prettiest maps. I like
definitely,
Forest
especially during Plenty. Incredible. Yeah. But yeah, like I'm not too surprised that he's the least hunted. I thought it was going to be Gravios. Apparently, we hunted more Gravios, probably because of the event.
Gravios has good weapons.
Yeah, that's also true. But yeah, no, I think I'm looking forward to the quest. I've missed Rumpy, and I want to see him get he's gonna either subspecies or variant.
He's gonna slap you hard. He carded me twice. He hits really hard, and he farts.
That's good.
Really hard
that's
too.
what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I'm gonna have to do that like in a few weeks' time, though. I have to do that after I'm a married man, and then I'm gonna go take him on.
You can't.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I guess
it's limited time
today.
It's
Damn
limited.
it.
I was just looking at it because I literally have
I know
the
what I'm
event
doing after the
schedule in front of me.
podcast.
It says limited time, so if you want to do it, you might want to do it now. I don't know exactly how limited it is. Wait, it might be over already.
Oh boy. Oh,
Because
no.
because it shows up next to Zoshia, and Zoshia is the one that comes in today. I don't know if this one
no.
ended after the Flame Fet, so I don't know. Because today's supposed to be Dream Spell. So yeah.
Oh my! I'm launching the game. In
There's
panic
also
after this.
Razzle Dazzle Frazzle for the Gala suit. I forget what this one is, but it's not too hard. It's like a fairly simple quest because I don't even
I don't
remember
wear
which
a
monsters
suit.
it is.
I wear armor. I don't go into the battlefield with a fancy little suit.
You're still gonna
so it can
collect
tear
it. Shut
apart.
up. You're gonna
No,
collect
I'm not.
it.
I'm gonna
Yeah, you are.
dress with an armor. I'm a knight. I don't wear.
Yeah, but
suits.
you're gonna craft it. I know you're gonna craft it. Don't lie.
No, maybe.
Yeah.
Shut up. Next topic.
Got him. So today's going to be 10 Star Zoshia. When we're recording this, I'm not sure when I'm releasing it, but yeah, we're recording on the 4th, so not tempered, 10 Star Zoshia is going to become available, which I'm going to be streaming that today as well. So that will be the past when you guys are listening to this, which is interesting.
I'm probably gonna storm your stream and play it because I really, really want to play 10 Stars Oshia. It's like my favorite monster in all of Wilds. I'm really upset, right? Because everyone's releasing games and updates.
I know
literally during the time that I can't do it, and it's always frustrating when they do it at the beginning of the year because then you're already splitting your time into like defined minutes. But with me, because like what you guys gotta understand is I still have 2 videos to make, and one of them is over 35 minutes long, and I have today, because tomorrow there's the final preparations for my wedding. The day after, I get married, and then I have my honeymoon. So I'm just like, people, like, for example, I haven't even touched Resident Evil Requiem, and I want to play that game so bad. But yeah, if I miss out on the 10 Stars Oshia, I will crash out. I'm not gonna lie.
Then there's
Popolo I can live with. This one, not so much.
And then there's also the Universal Studios Japan comes out today as well. And then on the 12th, we're getting 10-star Gogmazios, which they're saying that there's some type of limitations on when the support hunters show up or something. I think that maybe it's during first phase you don't get support hunters on the top because you need to have support hunters at the very top. Well, I guess not.
I think it would be funny if there were just no support hunters at all.
How the hell are you going to survive the AoE?
Counter.
You'll die.
Grow up. You have a second weapon. Change it to something with a shield. There you go. Problem solved. People have been saying this, right? Like, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be real. I think people are way too whiny when it comes to this. Oh, but I don't have a shield. Like, with switch axe, you can counter the nuke every single time. It's very easy. Longsword, you can do the same. I don't know if you can do that with bow and dual blades, but like, oh, he's going into third phase. I'll go into camp and grab a shield.
Are you gonna offset the nuke with Insect Glaive?
Dude, you can do it with Hunting Horn. Like, you can counter that thing with Hunting Horn.
Can you?
So I don't. Yes.
You actually can offset?
Yes. I don't know if it's an
I
offset or if it's a counter, but I know that Hunting Horn can survive the Gogmazio's nuke. I've seen it happen multiple times. The streamer called iStar, he's like a Hunting Horn main. And every single time that we come to the nuke, he's like, it's okay, I got it. And he just counters it, and he's fine. So I'm like, there's plenty of ways around it. Let's not sit here and pretend like it's this hurdle that is impossible to climb. He goes into phase 3. You're only going to be using dragon weapons anyway. So go back into base, swap into a shield if you're that desperate to, avoid it. Because there's so many ways to avoid it. In fact, the first time around, you don't even have to do anything. You can just climb on the rock. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You can also just saying, you can also just take the damage, and when the nuke's about to crash, you Superman dive. There you go. Another fix. People hate me when I'm like this because I'm so petty at the point where I'm just like,
you are petty.
There are, but I can't do this, man. Like there's ways to avoid it, guys.
No, but
just put your noggin to use, and you can avoid it.
I don't agree with that because I think that is meant to be a mechanic where somebody is in there with the shield to do the thing. Now, you can argue that, like, well, this version of the quest is just for multiplayer. I'll accept that. I'll accept that sooner than like, oh no, you have to do some crazy shenanigans like, offset the nuke. It's like, no, I don't think that's reasonable for an average hunter, okay? Not everybody's going to get the timing to offset the nuke. It's not going to happen. Anyway, March 19th, free challenge quest for Arc-Tempered Arcveld, which, by the way, Capcom, not sure if you're... Wait, no. It's March 12th. March 12th is Gogmazios, but I was going to bring it up. Not sure if you're aware, Capcom, but you're putting Gogmazios on March 12th and releasing Stories 3 on March 13th. Not sure if you understand the logistics of time, you know? Maybe have a conversation with Einstein about the theory of relativity and all of that shenanigans. I don't know, man. There's just not enough time to do all the things.
I guess they just want people to do it on the 12th and then leave it, but I don't know.
I don't know what the idea is there, but yeah, because obviously on the 12th, I'm gonna be playing Stories 3. Like, I love Gogmazios, I will do Gogmazios, but on the 12th, I'm playing Story.
And I'm gonna be fucking around with Mickey Mouse because I'm gonna be in Disneyland.
Disneyland. So you're going to France?
Disney. Yeah, I'm going to France. It's mostly, you know, as you and multiple people that I married have taught me, happy wife, happy life. So
Yes.
she's always wanted to go to Disneyland. I'm like an okay-ish Disney fan. I don't mind going.
Get ready for big lines, bro. Well, actually, no, because it's not like super high season or anything.
No,
So
it's
it
not.
should be, yeah,
And the
it
weather has just gotten warm, and we have
you
some
lucky
inside
bastard.
contacts at Disneyland.
Smart. Yeah,
I'm
that
not
is-
sure if I'm publicly allowed to disclose this, but yeah, I do have some inside people there.
Shut up.
To make life
Yeah.
easier.
That will be good. Are you actually gonna ride like all of the fast rides and shit?
Oh yeah, I'm like I fear no man and I fear no right. I will go, and if
Yeah.
I die, so be it. You know, if
dude.
the ride explodes, then whatever. I don't care.
It was really funny because like I went with my kids a couple of years ago, and you know, my son's like all excited to go on the rides, and I'm like, "Are you excited? I'm gonna fuck you up right now. Don't you worry about that. We're gonna go to Space Mountain, you little bastard. You're gonna regret saying that you're excited because like Space Mountain is one that goes
Today
and
you're
has,
gonna
like,
become a man.
like it goes so fast that the whole thing needs to be dark because otherwise I think people will have heart attacks. So the whole thing
Yeah.
is like dark, and it does corkscrews and loops and all of this stuff like super fast, like it
Can't
blazing. It's crazy, right? And so I'm
Can't
like,
wait, man.
I'm gonna take my kid. I'm gonna scar him for life. Kid comes out of the
I'm a
ride.
huge
Dad, let's
adrenaline
go
junkie.
again.
I'm a huge adrenaline junkie. I've bungee jumped before, and I nearly shat my pants when I did that. But
Yeah.
like,
That's all-
I like this kind of stuff.
So my kid gets out of the ride, and I'm still dizzy because I'm an old man by now, right? So I'm like, you know, I get dizzy from like, so I'm still like, we are in. So how was that, son? He's like, Dad, let's go again. I was like, well, that didn't work.
Oh no, it backfired. No.
Yeah, he just wants he's an adrenaline junkie as well now because of that. So like he wants to go on all the fastest rides possible. Dude, the other day we had like this local fair, you know, the one that just like that ride that it's just it's like 3 groups of 3 car looking things, and then they just all spin and spin and spin, and there's like
hammer.
I don't know
Like
if
a
it's
little
called,
hammer that spins around and it swings around? Is that the
No,
one?
no. It's the one where it's like it's flat, right? And there's a circle that spins. Then inside that circles that spins, there's 3 other circles that spin. And then in those
yeah,
3
yeah.
circles, there's 3 little carts that you're in, and those also spinning on themselves. So basically, there's like 4 or 5 different axes of spinning in this thing. And my kid's like, "Oh, let's go do this one, Dad." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." I get on it. I kid you not. The first turn that thing goes, I'm like, I'm dead. I'm so I'm sick. The first turn that thing goes, I'm like, I'm sick. I feel so. I had to close my eyes. Okay, I just closed my eyes the whole ride, and I'm just like feeling the shake, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sick. Oh, it's so bad.
That's my future wife. She's exactly like this. She wants to go, but then I'm like, you don't understand what some of these rides have in store for you. And
yeah.
I don't think she realizes what she signed us for, but I know
dude.
I can do it. But
dude,
she's
and-
probably... She cried one time when we went on a roller coaster.
Dude,
Bless her heart.
there was this one which is Thunder Mountain, which is one of the. It's not like super fast, but it is fast. And I was just telling my daughter, "It's fine, honey. It'll be fine." My daughter was like, she must have been 4. This time.
He took a 4-year-old.
Bro.
kind of dad to teach the kid how to swim by just throwing the fucker into a pool and saying good luck?
Listen. She was literally screaming and crying the whole ride. My wife's just like killing me with her eyes every time because she was in a cart with her and I was in a cart with my son, and my son's just having a blast, like, woo, let's go, yeah. My daughter's like,
Get me out of here!
and crying. Like, there's a picture of it, and my daughter's like, just like, freaking, just like trying to clutch onto my wife, like super scared. That was actually pretty bad. I shouldn't have done that. That was pretty fucked up.
No, you should, because that's how you find out if you like it or not, you know?
Because now she's always scared. It's bad. She doesn't even want to try.
That's all right. She'll grow out of it. It will be fine.
I hope she does. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't. If I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have done it. I was like,
hey, look at the bright side, though. Your son had a blast.
Yeah, he did. Anyway, Stories 3. We got to talk about Stories 3. Bro.
Best one in the series.
Is it? I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know. I also haven't played the first one. I only played the second one, really.
The first one is not bad. I think all the
I know
three games are like, the trilogy is pretty good.
Yeah.
The third one, there are definitely downsides with it, but for me, it's the fact that they like have castles and knights and shit. Like, that's literally what I need. So perfect. No, but in general, I think Stories 3 is so much better. They improved on what they didn't do very well, and they strengthened the things that they already did well. So I'm sure we're going to talk about it in more detail, but that's genuinely how I feel about the game. Because as of right now, as of recording this video, I'm at the final boss. Don't worry, I won't spoil anyone. But I haven't beaten it yet because it's just that tough. So, yeah.
So at this point, I recorded my preview yesterday, which is super late because like the preview date was like the 13th of February or whatever it was. And I was neck deep in Neo 3, so I just didn't have time between kids, Neo 3. There just wasn't enough time to go in and start working on the preview for this. So I was trying to, let me just get through Neo 3 so that I can finally jump into this. And now I've put in about 20, I don't know, the save file says 27 hours. I feel like maybe 5 of those were idle though, because sometimes I would just leave it on while I was taking notes of stuff that I wanted to talk about and whatnot. So I'm somewhere north of 20 hours, and I still haven't reached the end of the second zone. Because what happens is when they start unlocking some of the systems that they have in this game, it's like, oh, bro, let's go. I'm just going to do this. I don't care about the story. I'm just going to do this part of it and be done with it. It's just like doing stuff like habitat restoration, which we're going to get into.
That's the right mentality to have, though. Like, that's how you enjoy this game. Because, so here's the thing, right? I regret having to rush it a little bit. Again, not wanting to bring this up multiple times, but because of my wedding, I had to, like, I told John this. I was like, when you are, if you're considering me for a copy of Stories 3, which I will very much humbly accept, I just want you to understand that after a certain date in February, I won't be able to cover it. So, and it would be a shame because, like, my whole thing with Stories 3 is I'm so passionate about pushing this game forward because I was the game that pushed it away. I was the guy that pushed this game away for the longest time. For no reason other than it just doesn't look like my thing, right? And so I didn't play the game until Stories 2 was fully done with all the title updates. So I played it really late, and I loved it. It took me like 2 hours to understand that I was an idiot who just judged things I judged the book by its cover, and the cover was already looking pretty nice. I was just being stubborn. So now that I've played Stories 3, my only regret is I had to time crunch it a little bit. So I had to leave a lot of things that I wanted to do in different areas so that I can do it after the story is beaten.
I'm not doing that. I'm just playing Stories. I'm just playing Stories 3 in Crimson Desert until like the end of the year. That's just it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's so much stuff for you to do in Stories 3. People look at us and go, "Oh, the first area, they put too much out in there." I was like, "Bro, even in the first area, there's plenty of things that you guys would have not seen." And also, the first area is like nothing. There's so much more that this game has to offer. Azuri is awesome, don't get me wrong.
Did you? I don't know if you got to do this in the demo or not, because I chose not to play too much in the demo because I already had the final version. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the
Yeah,
demo just.
I didn't play the demo.
Oh, so
Or
you
only
don't
a little
know?
bit.
Because
So I
I
played like 3
I
hours
was wondering
of the
if they
demo,
had
not much.
if they had too much habitat restoration stuff in the demo or not. But yeah, I'm not sure because I didn't mess with it too much. I know that their Gaijin spent like 40 hours in the demo, which is
Yeah,
insane.
this is the type of game that's gonna hook Gaijin like a fish. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he's gonna love it, and I think everyone else will. Because if you guys have spent, the thing is, right? I spoke. This is a bit of a spoiler for a video of mine. I spoke with Jono and Joe, to on a video, and when they released the demo, they were like, people weren't supposed to beat everything. People weren't supposed to acquire Espinos, but they kind of just shoved it into people's faces, and people find a way.
Yeah,
Like,
oh yeah.
people were
Nature
beating
will
it-
find a way.
Exactly. Raging Braki, people taking that down before, like, people took it down before I could in the full game.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like,
Like,
it's
I haven't
insane.
even gone there. I just go in there and I see, oh, there's a red symbol on top of it. Nope, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go do other things that are more fun.
Yep. You can do a bunch. Like, that's the thing about this game is I cannot stress it enough. Please don't rush it. The second you see something that you want to do outside, like, how do I put it? Like, the second you want to do something outside of,
The critical path.
the main story, go
outside of the
do it.
critical path. Yeah.
Yeah, outside of the critical path, the second you see something like, oh, I want to grind for this, I want to craft that, go do it. Like, immediately. Drop the critical path for a bit. It ain't going to go
yeah.
anywhere. Nothing is going to change when you come back to it later. It will still be the same thing, but you'll actually have an insane amount of good stuff to do. Like,
yeah,
and it will reward you, because I don't know if you want to talk about this now or later, but some of these fights are roadblocks after roadblocks of difficulty if you're not preparing properly.
Oh yeah, I don't know because I feel like I've over prepared. But before we jump into like gameplay specifics and stuff, I just wanted to bring up, bro, what about this art style?
Dude, I'm so happy that we're in 2026, and instead of every single game developer going, here's 4K graphics so you can see a single hair on everyone's foot, now it's like art style over graphics.
Yes!
Any single day. Every single day. Like, I don't think it's a hot topic to say that people would play a fully fledged Monster Hunter game, like a traditional one, in the
but they
art style
can't.
of Stories 3.
They can't
I
do
know,
it.
but people would. But the thing is, that game is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And some of the final area is breathtaking. They lined up some, like, the way that you walk around in some parts of the map, they lined that shit up to be so cinematic. It is ridiculous. Like, it is perfect.
It's
Like, it's
to me,
it's incredible.
the art style is phenomenal, and then on top of it, the animation work that they've done in this game, dude, it's like what?
Oh, it's so good. It's so
I mean,
good. I'm
it's
so
always-
happy that they put a voiced protagonist as well.
It's always been amazing just seeing the big kinship finishers of every monster, but like this time it just goes so absolutely insane. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a game that knows its strengths, and it focused
Yeah.
on not only the weaknesses, but it also improved what they already did well. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And it's like you said, the art style itself is just mesmerizing. And this thing runs smooth on pretty much anything. I've played it on
Really?
the Steam Deck while I was
Oh,
you
that's
remember how
that's
a while
something.
back.
See, that's something I want to talk about because I've only played it on my 7900 XTX, so I don't actually know
Right.
how good the performance is everywhere else. So I only have my
So-
experience on my beefy rig, and that's running giga smooth. I don't even think I'm using frame gen for this one because it's so smooth that I don't need it.
So the way you remember how a while back I went to Portugal for like a week. So when I did that, I took my Steam Deck and it had 2 games, Wilds and Stories 3. And actually no, it also had Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, those are always installed on that.
Yeah, of course. Makes
But
sense.
always, But I played Stories 3 on it, and like, listen, it's not like permanently 60 frames. It isn't. because, the game will still be patched. My experience will very likely different from people when it was released, but it was above 60s without frame gen. With frame gen, you could reach
Did
like
you say
90.
above 60?
Above 60 without frame gen. It's like some of the stuff that will happen, like say a kinship attack. They like have a lot of particle effects, right? Or even some of the bigger moves within the monsters, especially moves that hit the whole party. That's a lot of particle effects, and I think during then I saw some like dips into the 50s, sometimes even to like high 40s. So not ideal. But here's the thing: on a handheld,
on a turn-based game.
On a turn-based game and handheld, for me, 30 and plus is more than enough. Absolutely. But if you want, and like,
but if it runs, right? But if it runs at 60, and let's say 50, 60, right? That's where you're going for, between 50 and 60.
Yeah.
If it runs between 50 and 60, what were the graphic settings like? Medium, low?
Medium. Just I didn't even go into low. I just let him on medium. Okay. And it was fine.
So medium settings, 50 to 60 FPS on a Steam Deck. That's pretty friggin'
on
good.
A Steam Deck OLED as well, which is making the game even look more beautiful than it already is.
The OLED's doing a lot of heavy lifting there as well. Yeah. OLED's gorgeous.
Yeah, the OLED, I just want to mention that as well. But performance-wise, like, this game is incredible. And again, it's because it doesn't go... It chooses art style over graphics, which is something that gaming developers need to do again, Because I said this to Fighting Cowboy ages ago when we were playing Night Rain. I'm sick and tired of going into a game show like the Game Awards that is 4 hours long. You see a bunch of cinematic trailers, but you don't know what the game is. Like, I need to see gameplay of it. And when you see the gameplay
You are a young one, dude. Like, you understand that I was complaining about this like fucking 20 years ago.
Like, I can't take it anymore. It pisses me off. Like, I want to buy a game. I can't be looking at cinematics. I don't care. Unless it's an established franchise like The Witcher 4, when people see Ciri and they're like, oh, this is The Witcher 4, that's fine. But then it's the whole thing of, like, so many modern games go for this overkill, over-realistic or super realistic graphical setting, and they abandon art style. And sometimes it sticks, like Arc Raiders. That game is super popular, but even then they didn't go over the top with the graphics. But other times it doesn't, and games just fall into the wayside. And if people focused more on art style,
especially if they're made in Unreal Engine 5, because they all look the same. They all
that is every developer's trap. It's just a booby trap waiting to spring.
It's a trap. Hyper-realistic visuals in Unreal Engine 5. It's a trap.
Mm-hmm.
The art style and animation and apparently performance are doing pretty good, as per reports of Arknight here with the Steam Deck. Because, like I said, I only played it on my main rig so far, and it's running silky smooth.
Oh yeah, on my main rig, this thing flies. Like, there's not a single stutter.
So
nothing. No crashes, nothing.
Without going into spoiler territory, one of the things that I will say is that the story has taken some nice twists and turns that I've liked, like the stuff that happens at the end of the first area. I was like, oh my God.
You didn't expect it, right?
I didn't see that one
did.
coming at all. So that was pretty cool. So, and that's all I'll say about that. But I was just wondering, how has the story felt for you so far?
It's, how Monster Hunter isn't known for, like, quote-unquote good stories? Because, like, maybe when you say, what's your favorite Monster Hunter narrative, people will maybe say, like, For You. Or, personally, for me, Wilds is also pretty good. Like, the whole concept of
I liked 4. 4
yeah,
was
I
really
love
good
4 as well.
because of the whole, we're going on an adventure on this thing.
Yeah.
We're going through the multiple villages. We're helping out.
But
that
even
was really
then,
cool.
would you say that this is, like, a great narrative?
What,
You'd
4?
say probably... Yeah, for 4.
I mean, yeah, I liked it. Yes. I
So
would say
that's
it's
the
it's a
thing,
cool
right?
narrative, yeah.
There's very few games that in the Monster Hunter series that can have that, right?
Yeah.
And Stories 3 takes that concept and throws out the fucking window, because the story of this game just keeps getting better. There's like, I don't know if it's because I spent so much time in the second area where I felt like things were a little dragged out.
Yeah,
but
second area does feel, it feels like stuff is happening in the first area, and then second area feels kind of like a bit of a break.
Yeah, I think it's needed because
it's
the
the
third
adventure
area,
moment. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
we're all
it's
going
like,
on an adventure. Let's help everybody out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you have, the area there is quite. I think what the area there is meant to do is less so focusing on the story, but more so focusing around exploration. And I
Yeah.
think it does a really good job at that. But like Area 3, bro, things get crazy in Area 3 in more than one way. And Area 4, my guy, like, dude, I think the story does a really good job, and I think again it's a way that the devs show that they understand who is playing the game. The first one, you were a kid, and the game was very child friendly. The second one, you're a teenager, still a kid, but there are some more tones of maturity, like Altura devouring Guardian Ratha, right? There's tones of maturity. This one, they're not even trying to hide it. Like, what happens in the first area, what you saw, is a pretty good indicator of what's to come.
Okay.
So
good. I'm excited.
Pretty good things happen. Like what I like a lot is sometimes a lot of what the game does is, oh, here's a way that the character relates to the protagonist, which is always great, right? I mean, you are playing the game, so having characters relate to you and explain themselves to you and explore their stories is important. But it's also important to see how their interactions happen and how they develop as characters, because there are connections between the main cast and as well as some others, but it's mostly the main cast because why would you care about some background character that is in the screen for maybe like 10 minutes? So they develop that a lot, and it is very interesting and very shocking. I can't stress this enough. Play every single side story. Don't skip out on a single one.
Companion side story.
Yeah, exactly. Not the side quests, the side stories. They're two different things. It's side quests, they're kind of whatever, but the side stories are very important. For starters, gameplay. They unlock stuff.
They unlock recipe. I was gonna say that, like, I was not the biggest fan of the side quests. That is actually, I feel like, one of the low points of the game. Is it's traditional JRPG stuff. Go over here, kill these monsters, go over there, collect these materials, go over there, interact with this NPC. It's super basic stuff. I did all the side quests for the first area and the second area, and I was like, yeah, these are like meh. I guess whatever. Don't really care. It's almost like I don't need these side quests to explore the world, because the systems you've put in place are already going to keep me exploring the world. I have more fun, I'm going to go hunt this egg because I want to get this monstie, because I want to get this gene, because I want to raise this habitat. You have all of these side objectives that you make for yourself, and those to me are way more fun than the side quests that they've done. Side 100%. Quest is unfortunately one of the lower points of the game, I feel.
Yeah, the side quests, I feel like they're just there to kind of boost your XP gains a little bit. They're not that interesting. A couple times you'll see something that maybe you wouldn't have looked at, but like, I don't know. This is not really a spoiler because I think this one is in the demo, but one of the quests is like, get me a Velocidrome egg. Okay, that's it. There you go. You go into a nest, you pick a Velocidrome egg, you talk to the NPC, there you go, done. So like you said, really basic stuff.
No, see, then there's a follow-up quest to that. The Velocidrome gets attacked, and you have to go kill the monsters that attack the Velocidrome. So there's a follow-up.
It's like, listen, I think the exploration of the game will kind of push you away from wanting to do these side quests, because there will be so many things you will want to do. You just kind of leave them to the side.
The NPC calls the Velocidrome Velocipoo.
Oh, man, like,
my Velocipoo! They attacked my Velocipoo!
This could rival Shakespeare right here, but yeah, it's definitely one of the weaker aspects of the game. But for me, it doesn't need to be strong.
Yeah, it's just a way busy work.
Listen, this is how I treat them. Right, I'm in the area. I accept all of them. If I just so happen to get them done while I'm doing the things that I want to do, fantastic. If I feel like I want to level up a bit more, yeah, maybe I'll go do a couple because they give you quite a bit of XP, right? So that's the only reason that they're there. They're not deep. They're not, something crazy. Maybe you'll find a couple of trinkets in here. Like there's one in the first area that I'm not going to spoil, but there's one where you get like to see a little special monster. But that's basically it. But the side stories, not the side quests, the side
companion
stories for
side
the main
stories.
cast, they are incredible. First of all, very important for gameplay reasons. You unlock crafting recipes. You unlock different things for characters. Ooh, just hit my mic there. Sorry. You unlock different things for characters that is pretty special and pretty important for diversity, because this game is like all about combat diversity, right?
Yeah.
But also the lore you get from these things is insane. It's worth it in both ways, and that's the thing. Like, doing this is not. There's no downside. There's literally no downside. Even if you don't care about the lore, okay, just spam through the chat. But I think you'll be losing out on the biggest essence of this game, which is the narrative, right? Like Rurikhan and I have been saying, the narrative is a very strong point of this most interesting of the Stories 3, or just the Stories series in general. But yeah, so those are absolute must-dos in my opinion. I don't think anyone should skip out on any of them. At some point, I thought I did, and I was panicking, like, oh no. Did I actually miss out on this? It turns out I didn't.
No, because
very happy thoughts.
I don't think that if you progress the main story, the side stories go away, because they even tell you at some point at camp. So it's like they're keeping it very vague when these quests happen, so that I think you can even just complete the whole game and probably come back. I'm not sure. Yeah. But that's the suspicion that I have. You should
just
do
for
them
safety reasons. Just do them when they're available.
Yeah. The good thing though is that they do flag when the story is going to advance really well, because they're like, oh, do you want to rest now? And they warn you, by the way, this will advance the story. Make sure you do all the things you want to get done, because after that, who knows where you're going to end up in. So they flag that very, very well. So at that point, you're like, okay, guess I'll go do my companion side quests now, spend some quality time with all of them, and they're usually pretty fun. Like, Thea's quest, I was just cracking up when she starts.
Oh, Thea's quest is so funny.
Just the first one, I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Okay. I think goals start off really weak, but then they get better. But I think
goals
my
quest
favorite
did
ones
start out a little bit weak. Yeah, I agree.
My favorite ones are actually Ogden's.
Of course, because Ogden's the best character.
Well, Eleanor is right there. Hold it down, bucko. But
Ogden's the best
is
character.
very interesting.
Ogden is literally me in the game, dude. What do you mean?
I know. That's why I'm trying to pin it down.
If only he had a gun lance. If he had a gun lance, he'd be perfect.
It would have literally been Rurikhan. Yeah. It would have been Rurikhan. They just called the character Rurikhan at that point.
Exactly.
Ogden is great, and his side stories are very interesting. Like, you get to see things in advance if you do his quests, right? So, very, very fun. But yeah, I think, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but my favorite character, without spoiling, is definitely Eleanor so far.
Of course.
Just because of the way that she sees the thing is, I know it's very on brand for me to like the waifu, because her cooking cutscene is like, bro,
it is pretty good.
I'll kill armies for that woman, no problem.
Yes.
But
you're getting married, by the way, the day after tomorrow.
I know.
Just thought I'd bring that up while you're saying you would kill armies for this fictional character.
Hey, listen, just because you got a wife don't mean you can't have a waifu, all right? You can
sure,
you know.
Sure. Whatever you say,
but I think one of the things that interests me the most is you think that she's going to be this goody two-shoes character, but then as the story progresses, because obviously this is no spoiler, Vermilion and Azuri are in a very intense situation, right?
They're in war, yeah.
Seeing her perspective on the whole thing is pretty interesting. It's very, very interesting to see how she develops and, maintains certain ideals throughout the story. But, and it's also like, no, actually, I was going to bring up something that was going to be a spoiler. Let's avoid that. Let's not talk about that.
Let's not go, careful. So, Ark, really enjoying the story. I'm really enjoying the story so far, but I'm much earlier into the game because I'm saving it for live streams and shenanigans. I think that's going to be a ton of fun to experience with you guys. But let's get into some more gameplay. So I talked about the gameplay loop in my video, and I'm not sure if by the time you get to the end of the game, they're going to introduce new systems, because in Stories 2, for instance, I went back and I watched my video just because I was... It's funny, because in preparations for Stories 3, I watched my endgame guide for Stories 2 like 3 or 4 times now, just to kind of like remember myself what some of the things were. But in Stories 2, you get like stuff to increase your monster stats. You can increase their strength or their defense and all of that stuff. You increase their attack, their defense, and more things. I don't know if stuff like that gets introduced later on for this game. Did you experience any of that? No.
Okay, so the core gameplay loop is pretty much the same. Like
Okay.
it is, you will defeat the monster, you will craft all the gear that you need. You will go collect eggs. It's like that will not change, and because I think the biggest addition to the gameplay loop is
Habitat restoration.
Habitat restoration. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they nailed it. I think they nailed it. That system is exactly what we needed. It's exactly what we needed. It gives you so many opportunities. Like, people discovered that you can get Dread Queen Rathian from the first area. You get a Deviant. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
So that is pretty much the same. But does it get old? Absolutely not. Because every single time you find a monster that you're like, I really want this to be my monster, and I want to raise like a fire version of it, or I want to raise this, and that entangle will, that will tie in with the feral monsters, because if you want to raise a specific monster in a specific area to give it a specific element, you need to defeat the feral.
The feral in order to get a camp there, so
you
that
need to win.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that ties in really, really well. But in terms of new mechanics, there is something that you unlock closer in the second area. Have you unlocked it?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I don't think we can talk about it. So there is something that you unlock in the second area, but the core gameplay loop is very much the same. You kill it, you craft gear, you maybe go grab some eggs from it, and then you really mess around with the habitat restoration system. And that's, I think, maybe I'm missing something. And the right of channeling, which is
you do gene splicing into these monsters. Let's go.
Exactly. And they've done so many more like, we talk about QOL, like quality of life, being added onto, we've talked about it being added to wilds, and us going, I think they removed necessary friction. This time around, they removed, I would say, unnecessary friction. Like, you would go into a cave, and it was like this little dungeon, right? You have to go all past these monsters, grab the egg, and walk out.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that because I've had some people say, "Oh, I think it sucks that they removed the procedural dungeons." And then, if you go through my video, one of the first things...
But did they though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did they actually remove it, or did they just put it somewhere else? This is the thing that people might be jumping the gun on.
They might have put it somewhere else. I don't know, because I haven't gotten that far yet. But the whole point was, people are like, oh, but I liked having the procedural dungeons when I was going into a den. And it's like, one of the first tips that I have in my video is, get a Nargacuga. And why did you need to get a Nargacuga? So that you can go invisible and skip through every monster in the dens.
Yeah,
so that you can just get the chests, get the eggs, and leave.
I think the reason as to why people are saying that is because they don't see the dungeon, and they're like, oh, cut content. Like, the game's going to be shorter. And that's not true. It really, really isn't. Especially if you're engaging with the habitat restoration system, you won't miss this. And like, you go into the nest, you have some materials there, you grab the eggs. If you want, you can even like combine this with your farming. So, for example, a monster that that you've seen, and it is one of the first things you see in Area 2, and it's already been shown as well, is Acnosum. So. Yeah. Acnosum, for me, when I wanted to grind Acnosum, because I'm like, I love the Acnosum gear. I always thought it looked amazing. But I also
looks like night gear. I wonder.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It has a beak as well. It's a bird knight. But it's also because, his weapons are good for his area. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go grind some. Great. And then, every now and then you'll cause the monster to retreat. So you can just go into the... So it was great because, like, you fight the monster. You kill the monster. And then the monster retreats. The monster retreats, right? And then you go into the nest. Sometimes we'll be as lucky as getting 2 egg spawns, right?
Yeah.
So you can then get 2 of them to throw back into the
And then you can
habitat
kill the
system.
monster if you want.
And then you can kill the monster there. So it all ties in so incredibly nicely, because you can do so many things with this kind of system where you can go, oh, but before I release them, I want to grab these genes and move them around, right? Because I was someone who didn't really get too much into the rite of channeling in stories 1 or 2, but in 3, it's super easy to get into, and it's so much more accessible. You can just choose the monster out of a list
I
or
don't
skills.
remember
It's
it being
great.
too hard in stories too, but maybe I'm misremembering
I don't think it was
it.
too hard. I just think that I couldn't really get into it as much because maybe the menus for it weren't as good or something. But
It might have been that.
in 3, you
There's
have
literally
3
a
different
list.
ways, bro.
There's
Yeah,
literally a list that you can just get all the stuff from. It's like, boop, 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 I want this one.
It couldn't be simpler. It couldn't
Yeah.
be any simpler. And so again, they nailed that. But yeah, I think like in terms of the mechanics, there's something that you unlock in area 2. I don't know if there's something that you unlock when you beat the story. I don't know. But
There probably will
yeah.
be something like, I'm assuming something similar to nutriments, which is something that I was talking about
Probably.
for stories too, where it just increases your Monsty stats. But this time around, I forget if in stories 2 you also had like the grading of the monsters, because like you have monsters that start at C, and then you have to raise
Yeah.
up their habitat restoration in order to get an S version, and so on and so
Exactly.
forth. I don't know if that was a thing in stories 2 or not.
that
I
will
forget
tie in with a different mechanic as well, by the way, so that's also important. But yeah, the gameplay, the core gameplay loop with the addition of habitat restoration and, you know, the quality of life of not having the big dungeons, or, you know, you don't have to study, what is it called, Connect 4 to do a good, to make some good Rite of Channeling moves there. So all of it has been not watered down. They trimmed out the fat that people didn't. Some people might say, like you said, you had a comment where people said, "Oh, I just missed the dungeons," but do you really? Because
Yeah,
the
'cause-
game
'cause,
has
like,
other things.
like I said, most of the time that we're doing those dungeons, you're just like running around roaring through every monster to avoid
Or with an
combat.
Argakuga.
Or with an Argakuga invisible, just running around, picking up all the loot, and then maybe fighting
Yeah.
the final monster, whatever, getting the final eggs, and leaving. That was usually the way that those things went.
Exactly.
So-
And that people know that. So I think that people are afraid that not having that will mean there is less content, but it's not true. What they did was the right move. They trimmed out the fat and they put it in other places. So I don't want to talk about it because it will spoil. But yeah, rest assured that you will have ways to go around this. You won't be, you know, missing the content. You will have many other things to do, which are far more enjoyable in my opinion.
We'll see how that pans out when I eventually get there. But for now, like I said, they said something like the main story could take between 35 to 50 hours, and I'm like, I doubt that if you're actually engaging with the game's systems, because like
Yeah.
like I said, I'm 27 hours in on the save file. Like again, you can shave 5 hours off and say that okay, that was content, you were taking notes, doing shenanigans, fine. So let's say 22 hours I'm in. I haven't even finished the second area, and I haven't even done that much in the second area. I beelined a little bit of the main quest in the second area because I was thinking that I was going to finish it, and then I was like, actually, no, I don't want to face off against the last big fight of the second area. I want to save that for stream because I think that will be way cooler.
It
So-
would be cool because it's a very
Yeah.
cool fight. But thing is, right? If you just do the main stuff, sure, I guess you could beat it in 35 hours, but I don't believe it because this
I
game
think
will put some
I think you'll need
walls-
to grind. I think you'll need to grind in order to,
Yeah,
to get
because
through the main stuff. So it'll
You
be
don't
rough to
understand.
do
Like even in
35.
area 2, I'm sure you've run into some
Dude,
like,
in
horrendous fights.
In Area 2, basically I was avoiding everything. And by the way, this is somebody that was grinding the crap out of Area 1, and I get to Area 2, and all I'm seeing is red icons on top of every monster. I'm
Yup.
like, oh,
Yup.
can't fight that. Can't fight that. But at the same time, it gave me Xenoblade Chronicles vibes, because that's the type of stuff that I would do. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly what
but I
happened
can
in
still go
Xenoblade Chronicles.
exploring, because I can just like bypass all you guys and do shenanigans and avoid and roar and, you know, get away with it. And I was just like, I ran through the whole map. Like there was no objective to do, but I'm like, I'm gonna run through this whole map. So I get to Area 2, it's like, oh, look at that big tall mountain. I'm gonna go up there. I don't give a crap. It's like, oh, but there's this big bad monster.
Exactly.
That's too bad. I'm gonna go around it and I'm gonna do shenanigans. I'm gonna run away and you're not gonna get me.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. That's how I feel about it. Like, I think they said that beating the game like that, you would need insane. You'd have like the most powered up Ratha known to mankind, and even then, that will. I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. Like, I don't understand how the person would play the game from beginning to end in just 35 hours. Like, put it this way, I'm over 50 hours into the game, and I haven't beaten the final boss. And like I said, throughout this entire podcast, I rushed things. Area 3 and 4, I rushed them.
You're over how many hours?
You know,
Sorry?
my schedule. 50.
50.
50. Over 50 hours, and I still haven't beaten the boss. But, like, I spent, to give you into perspective, when I did my preview, I was over 40 hours into the game, and I had just reached Area 3. Put it that way, right? Just reached Area 3. So, 40 hours, by the way, and this was, and like I said in that video, I didn't even do everything that I wanted to. I didn't min-max, I didn't explore everything, I didn't do all the side quests, I did all the side stories, sure, and I twinked my party, like, I kind of changed my party around, but I didn't do everything that I wanted to do. I didn't. I moved into Area 3 before I did everything in Area 2. And then in Area 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, obviously I'm just trying to confuse people here. I'm not going to tell you how many areas there are in the game. But in the follow-up areas, I rushed things a lot. And it led me into running into some walls. Like, put it this way. When I eventually got to Raidao, oh my god, this he was driving me crazy. He was making me worry that I wasn't going to be able to get enough content to drop my, the videos that I want to do for while I'm away, right? He wasn't the only one. There was monsters before him. There was monsters after him that genuinely, it's like the fucking Anjanath world wall all over again. But this is actually way harder. So this game doesn't fuck around. In fact, one of the creators, his name's Zenny Hunter, and he messaged me because he's like, I'm stuck in this fight, and I just want to know, am I just bad at the game?
Yes, the answer is yes. What?
Like, I'm at this level, I'm at this monster, I can't get past it. What am I doing wrong? And I'm like, you gotta go back to grind. You're gonna have to get something strong. You're just gonna have to get better. You're just gonna have to get smarter. That's the answer to all of these monsters, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the whole 35-hour thing, I don't see it.
I kind of think that's another thing with gameplay, because a lot of people will not know like what the mechanics are of gameplay, because maybe this is the first Monster Hunter you're thinking about getting, but basically there's a rock, paper, scissors in the game where there's power attacks, technical attacks, speed attacks, and then it is speed beats power, power beats technical, technical beats speed. That's kind of like the rock, paper, scissors of the game. But the thing is, you're not going to know what type of attacks the monsters are going to do straight away. You can kind of infer. So, like, you see a Velocidrome, and you're just like, okay, it's going to be a speed type monster, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's going to do mostly speed attacks. But then they do special attacks that you can't counter. So it doesn't matter if they're speed attacks. They're still going to deal a ton of damage. And then they enrage, and they change their attack patterns, which I forget. I think Velocidrome goes for power, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
and then you have
so.
you have to change your attack patterns to counter the attack patterns of them. And then at other points, this is what I remember from Stories 2, because in Stories 3 I haven't seen this yet, but there will be monsters that will have patterns like speed, power. So you have to keep track how many speed attacks did they do, when's the power coming in, so that you know that you have to counter it with technical speed, for instance. And then there's the whole thing where, like I said, it changes when he's enraged, but then it also changes when he's powered up, because monsters exist in multiple states. So if you think of like an Anjanath, he can be enraged, or he can also be when the thing that he's got the thing in his
ignited.
throat.
I think that's what it's called.
Whatever. And that's a different thing, and maybe that's a different type of attack. So you have to kind of like keep tabs on all the things that these monsters are doing, and that's going to kind of like require a little bit of memory from you, which for me, that's rough. So usually I just go off of instinct. I look at a monster and I'm like, I think you're going to hit me with speed. And then I gamble until I see, oh, actually you're doing power. Oopsie daisy.
Yep.
So then, you get hit, but then you know. And I feel like this time around, they're much more liberal about just busting your health. Like, I'm just gonna clap one of your hearts. And you're like, hey, no. Wait, I'm in zone 1, bro. What do you mean you're going to clap one of my hearts? What the crap?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
fuck around and find out. They'll take 2. Just wait until they start taking
Yeah,
two.
exactly. This happened as well because they're like, oh yeah, here's a big AoE attack, so I'm gonna take one of your hearts from your character, and then because you share hearts with your Monstie, I'm gonna take one of your Monstie away as well, and now you only have one heart left. So good luck, my friend. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. There's actually fail conditions. This is very, very good.
A lot of the story in Stories 2 felt a little bit like you could just steamroll it. If
Yeah.
you got a decent... Like, when I got my White Monoblos, it was over. Like, I destroyed everything. And I was... Put it this way.
You want to know what Gaijin called his White Monoblos?
What?
Truth. I don't know why.
I think I know why.
Because truth hurts.
Yep. There's definitely a couple of monsties that you can get that make life a lot easier. I'm not gonna tell you who, because I need you to find out for yourself. Use your brain. But dude, if it's the in area 4. This is so embarrassing. So in one of these areas, I'm like, okay, it took me ages to beat this one mon. I'm talking, I've been 5 hours. I tried to take it on, couldn't do it. 5 hours of prep, went back to it, still couldn't do it. A few more hours of prep, came back in. All right, I beat it. Fantastic. Fantastic. I get to grind this whole thing now. Amazing. Now I get a break until the next tough fight. The very next fight is twice as hard, and I'm sat there like, holy, I can't finish this game in time.
Good.
But
that
it's
makes
like,
me happy.
That makes me very happy. That makes me understand that, yes, this time around, the difficulty is a real thing. Because we mentioned the rock, paper, scissors thing, and a lot of people is like, oh, that sounds like when you know a monster, you just win every fight. But do you, though? Because they mix you up so much.
Those people didn't fight. They didn't fight Fatalis in Stories too. Otherwise, they.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Fatalis in Story. Dare I say, I've run into things that have been just as hard. Actually, no, that's a bit of an overstatement, but close to it.
Fatalis in Stories too. I was like, bro, what the crap, dude?
He's a nightmare, straight up, actual demon. But some of the monsters in Stories 3, and it will get progressively so, right? They are difficult. They put you up against a wall, and you're left with different options on how to tackle this wall. You finish it, okay, maybe you'll get a little break. You know, the story advances, you meet a new character or whatever. Or maybe, for the story to advance, there's another wall right after. Like, you punch through one wall, and there's a thicker wall right behind it. And I love it. I love it. It makes you interact with all of the game's aspects. So, they nailed it.
I think that's good. It was we were talking earlier about the habitat restoration thing. It was actually funny for me because at some point I was changing Monstie elements without even realizing it. So I'm going into this den and I see this egg and I'm like, oh, this is a strange color for a brute wyvern. Okay, I'll take this one. And so then I hatch it and I'm like, that's a green Anjanath! Why is the Anjanath green? Because he's powered by lightning now. It's like, oh, okay.
You put him in a lightning area.
That's a different green Shatacabra. That's because he's powered by lightning. Oh, okay. I didn't even mean to do it. I was like raising the habitats, and all of a sudden it's like, well, this thing had a lot of Anjanaths. You raised it. Now Anjanaths are lightning. I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
That's interesting.
It's really cool. And like you can pull some really funny stuff. I saw Reddit. I checked Reddit for what people were doing in the demo, right? And there's this one dude that basically just filled his entire map with Espinos. And I'm just... And then the post was titled, "What Have I Done?" So like the entire map in Azuria is just Espinos all over
imagine
the
the dedication it takes for some crap like that. Dude.
Honestly, like some of the late game monsters,
you need to get so many eggs to do that.
Yeah, you need to genuinely make the biggest omelet in the world to get this many Anjanaths around. It's hilarious. But you can. That's another thing that I really like is how the habitat restoration physically changes your world. You know, it moves monsters around, and it's cool because you can see some of it. Like, I love Azuria. It's my favorite area. I genuinely think they've done a fantastic job with that hub world. And so I put some of my favorite monsters in there. I'm not going to say who, but, you know, it's fun to see them there. And they are flying around. They're swimming around. They're walking around. And it's like, oh, that's awesome. I like that. Like, get Gypsaros out of here. Fuck that guy. I don't want to see him again.
Damn.
I want to replace him with this other monster that I love.
Damn, just like no love for the Gypsaros, huh? I see how it is.
No, no
Uh,
love for Gypsaros. After Purple, Gypsaros, and For You, absolutely no love for him.
but yeah, so there's two new types of monsters that you're going to be getting in this game. One we've already mentioned, which is feral. You need to destroy the feral monsters in order to be able to create your camps, in order to be able to engage in habitat restoration. But feral monsters are going to have this different thing where they're going to have like a crystallized part. You're going to have to analyze the pattern of the monster attacks to decide when you want to go for the crystallized part, because otherwise the monster's going to be constantly punishing you, which
Yep.
is kind of like a little mini puzzle on how to figure out how to defeat these monsters. So even though, let's say, oh, you fought like a Yan Kutku, but a feral Yan Kutku is going to be a little bit different because it's going to have a couple of different shenanigans going on. And then besides feral monsters, which unlock habitat restoration, which, by the way, also enables monster mutation, like Ark mentioned, this is alluded to. I think you can probably even do this in the demo, but it is alluded in the demo when they're like, we need to release lots of Rathians into the ecosystem so that the queen might come back. And when you hear the words Rathian and queen, you know exactly who he's talking about. So you already know that the Rathian's going to be able to mutate into Dread Queen Rathian. So you get new species added into the ecosystem. So every time that I would, unlock a new habitat for restoration, I would instantly go through all of my list of monsters. Is there any of them that are going to mutate here? Okay, this one mutates, so I'm going to have to put a bunch of them in here so that they mutate, give me a new species, right? So that's one of the things that habitat restoration unlocks. But then on top of it, there's also the invading monsters mechanic. And this one is something that we actually can't say a lot about because it's still under embargo. But basically think of it as like a little puzzle section. So you're going to have to collect clues that they're going to give you hints on how to defeat this monster. But the reality is you don't defeat invading monsters on your first encounter. You repel them, and they run back to their nest when you're able to figure out the puzzle and beat the monster. You don't actually beat it because you can't even deal damage to it. It's more so you're dealing damage to some of its parts. Yeah, you're surviving the hunt enough to do enough things to get the monster to eventually run away. And then when the monster runs away, you're going to save an extinct species, which in Stories 3, the very first one, is Rathian. Because Rathian's gone extinct because I killed them all after I destroyed...
Back in Wilds.
Back in Months and Wilds, I made them extinct. They had it coming. It is just that simple. But yeah, so that's going to be another mechanic. And usually, I don't know how many invading monsters exist, but I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of them. I haven't even fought that many of them. You'll be better. Don't tell me an actual number. Just
no, I won't because I don't know.
But I'm assuming there's like a lot of them.
It depends on what. Like, here's the thing. I've experienced a few, but
the thing is, you have to go out of your way to find some of them because
exactly.
you have to look for like clues in the environment. You have to look at the small monsters, the critters and stuff, because they're going to be like pointing in certain directions. Like, there's one over there. Yeah.
Pay attention to the endemic life. They will point to where they are because at first the game will be like, oh, they point you to it. It's part of the story. But then after a while, it's up to you. Like,
you have to
got
figure
it.
out.
That's why I keep saying exploration in Stories 3 is key. And it's fun, which is very important. So make sure that you guys don't do what I did. Don't rush. Take your time. Because you could find an extinct species that you will not... Like, let me put it this way. If you don't look for it, you won't see it. Even when you finish the game.
You'll never find that specific monster. And then you're like, oh man, why wasn't this monster in the game? And
exactly.
The community's going to be like, what do you mean? What?
Like, bro, you just got to go here and do that. And then there you go.
Yeah, just go right there. So a lot of the stuff is going to be hidden by this thing. There's also a day-night cycle, which I haven't experimented with all that much. They were saying that there's going to be different monsters out at night. I haven't really experienced that too much. I mean, I know that with the invading monsters, that's always a nighttime thing. At least so far, it's always been a nighttime thing.
I think that sticks around for the entire game. It's basically a nighttime thing.
I believe that there's supposed to be more to it than that, but I still haven't figured out all of the things that you can find at night besides the invading monsters and stuff.
there is a little bit more to it, but then it goes into spoiler territory. So I'm
that's
afraid we shouldn't talk about it.
Yeah, that's probably what I figured. Because there's quite a bit of secrets into this game to be discovered, and we also want to preserve your own joy of exploration.
Yeah.
So we don't want to spoil any of that stuff for you guys.
100%.
But yeah, I guess the biggest recommendation for me when it comes to Stories 3 is like, just play the demo. It's free.
Genuinely, it's free. It's every single person that's turned around. It's like, I don't want to play this game. I'm not gonna like it. I'm like, bro, prove me wrong.
Yes.
Show me data. Go into the free demo. Get to level, like max level there, and then come back and
Max
tell me
level-
whether or not you enjoyed it.
Max level in the demo, by the way, is like, I don't know, friggin' 15 minutes because you get to level 10 so fast.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's
no,
like,
that's true. I mean,
it's not even like get to max level in the demo and it's like a 5-hour thing. It's like, no, you get to max level like really fast because it's capped at 10 in the demo. So,
maybe a better challenge would be take down 2 feral monsters and then talk to me. Maybe that would be better.
I wouldn't even recommend that because I don't know how hard it is to get like the second feral monster. If it's going to be like a yellow icon thing, because those can be fairly challenging for somebody who's new.
Yeah, but I like, there's no excuse. There's a free demo.
Yeah,
You know, you have to
I
try
definitely think that there's a lot of people out there that would absolutely love this game, but very much like you were back in the day, like, it's a turn-based game. It's for kids. I don't
Exactly.
want it. It's like there's this stigma around the by the way, the gorgeous art style of this game that's like, oh, it's for kids and it's turn-based and I don't want it. And I just feel like you are missing out on so much. There are so many
and
monsters for you to
I'm
experience.
the
in this
prime
game.
example of this.
Yeah.
People say that I get cocky when I say that I'm probably one of the best people on YouTube to tell you about this game, but it's not because I'm good. It's not because I'm, deeply knowledgeable about the whole game. It's because I was the dude that did exactly this. Oh, it looks like a child's game. Oh, I don't play turn-based. Oh, it looks like a Pokemon clone. All of these predetermined notions of I'm not gonna like it, and then when you try it, you might find, like me, you might find something that is brand new to you. Like, I don't play that many turn-based games, right? But because this one is just that good, and it's also related to Monster Hunter, it hooked me, and I can't get away from it. Like, when they announced Stories 3, I was, unironically, probably a little bit happier than when they announced Wilds. Not because I don't like the mainline series less, but it's because we know that there's going to get another mainline. Like,
Yeah,
we
we
know that after Wilds we're going to get like a portable type of Monster Hunter, but we never knew what was going to happen with Stories.
Yeah,
And
because Stories is not as successful as the main series. And that's always
Yep.
why we're wondering, oh, are we going to get another Stories? It's a situation like if you think of Dragon's Dogma. We wondered for so long, are we ever going to get a Dragon's Dogma 2? And now we're back to wondering, are we ever going to get a Dragon's Dogma 3?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's, and after Monster Hunter Stories 3, it leaves me wondering, like, are we gonna get Monster Hunter Stories 4? Are we gonna see the first
because we
ever
don't know-
expansion for Stories?
We don't know how successful this is going to be, which is the part
Exactly.
that's always like, oh, we just don't know. And there's so much passion poured into this project. It's insane.
And like, there's just things in here that you get to do that wouldn't happen in a regular Monster Hunter game. For example, in Stories, it's a lot easier to put more monsters in. It is way easier. So you end up with a massive roster in comparison to, I keep saying Wilds, but because it's the most recent one. But like, Wilds is a really good base roster, I would say, one of the best ones in a long time. But
Just in terms of sheer diversity alone, absolutely.
yeah, in terms of sheer diversity, but in terms of numbers and diversity, Stories 3 has it beat by a mile. It's not even close. But then, it's supposed to, because it's easier to put the monsters in that game. But it's not because it's easier that it's like lazier, right? It's easier, but these monsters have an insane amount of detail poured into them. So I can't say it enough. Don't skip out on this. If you try it and you don't like it, fine. We obviously, Rurikhan and I will not, hold a gun to your head and tell you to enjoy it. Fine, it's not going to be for everyone. But stop saying you don't like it when you haven't tried it. It's dumb.
Imagine having a Rathalos spew out ice.
Exactly.
You can do that.
Or thunder.
Or thunder. Yeah, you can do that.
Or dragon.
It's just like so much experimentation that you can have into these games. It's like you can do that and have it be viable, not like, oh, he shoots like a puny little ice ball that sucks and doesn't do anything. No, you can actually do that stuff and it can be a viable strategy. Like, I know that there's a lot of monsties that I like that I'm going to be making them shoot out fireballs. It's like, oh, but my element is thunder. That's too bad. It's
Too
blast
bad.
now. Actually, I don't think you can make them do blast, though. I think it's only
I don't think you
elements.
can
That's
make them
what-
do elements. I think it's only elements, but it's like, yeah.
I want them all to make things explode.
One of my best monsties is the furthest thing removed from its original element. And it's because I didn't even try to get him. It just kind of spawned, and I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and I just stuck with it. And it's doing pretty damn well, so, you know, very, very much worth it. I can't say it enough, man. I'll say it 100 times if I have to. Play Stories 3. Give it a try. There's a free demo.
Stories. And the free demo is not even a waste of your time. All the progress you do in the free demo carries over to the final game. But, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Both of us are super excited for Stories 3. I can't wait to stream it for you guys. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. But for now, that is going to be it for us. Ark is going to go out and get himself married, make an honest woman out of his girlfriend, finally. And
What?
just like that, you know, just twisting the knife.
Oh, my God.
There's going to be
I
a
thought
link.
there was a lack of island jokes today.
Yeah, so I'm just going to poke and... I mean, do island people get married? How does that work?
Shut up. Go along.
You're gonna kidnap her, take her to the islands? Is that what's...
No! Stop it. I did this to myself.
But yeah, there's gonna be links to Ark's channel in the description of this video. He's gonna have at least 2-3 more videos out during his honeymoon period. I need you all to make sure to go there, watch those videos, hit the like button, support my boy while he's away. But that is gonna be it from us. We'll see you guys in the next one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.